let's see how this is.
Let me lower the music just a little bit.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Serious?
Hmm?
Wow, it will not let me watch it just because it's share play. That's insane. Okay. So I have had to deal with this before. Simple. You're already streaming on Twitch right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just have to do the same thing I did with the last guy I interviewed, which shouldn't be any problem, honestly.
Okay.
Is it also GameKiller 305 on there?
It's GameKiller, but like the I where it's supposed to be on the killer, it's L, so it's like 3 L's.
Okay.
You can share screens with other people on PS4, yeah. On Xbox, yeah, I don't know about Xbox, but on PS4 you can. You just have to have a good internet for that. Yeah, thank you for the follow, dude.
Yeah, of course. There you go. But I am joining right now. You're just in the waiting screen as the piggy?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, now I can just leave it to just a PlayStation chat. That way we can just make it easier for the voice chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I always have Discord or whatever, if whatever you want.
That should be fine.
Up to you.
Then we can actually just be instantaneous when you're playing, you know?
Okay.
In terms of audio, at least. So, do that. Okay, Wonder Capture. Okay. Alright, so I have my stream already. So let me just get the introduction out for everyone here real quick. Let me just mute myself. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody joining in right now, welcome one and all.
So yeah, guys, a little bit of a technical difficulty, but it should be fine. He's gonna watch my stream and then give me some questions and stuff like that. And yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes. Like I said, not that big on the multitasking side of things, but yeah.
Okay. The audio is really messing with me right now. Oh Jesus. That's what messing with me. I was like, what's playing right now in my stuff right now?
Actually, yeah, I have all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, cause lately I've been having trouble with
So this is episode 3 of Cheeks Chamber, Mind of a Killer, with my newest guest star for today. It is GameKiller. I have myself muted at the moment just so I can get myself fully set up. I guess I wasn't fully ready for this. I do apologize, everybody on the stream right now, but we will get this started soon. Let me just change this last item out and we'll be ready. Okay, there you go. Have that set up. Now let me just unmute myself. Alright, so today's guest, it is GameKiller. GameKiller, why don't you introduce yourself real quick? Just say hi and stuff.
Hey, hey, what's up, guys? My name is GameKiller. Yeah, I mainly stream like DVD and stuff like that on my channel. Sometimes I stream other games. But yeah, I try to play both sides as best as I can. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, awesome. So this is in fact the 3rd episode, so hopefully we'll have ourselves ready and more professional in these questions. Okay, so you can ready up whenever, but we'll start this off immediately.
Okay.
What got you into Dead by Daylight?
Well, I had a little bit of an interest when I first saw it, and it was pretty cheap, so let me see. Okay, I'll just rock with this, whatever. So I had a big interest around the same time of as Friday 13th, so I pretty much picked them up around the same time. I think I picked up Dead by Daylight with Friday around the time that DVD came to console.
Oh.
So yeah, so I played it. You know, I played it for a little bit, played both of them. You know, I thought DVD was cool, Friday 13th was cool. Not better than DVD in my opinion, but
Yeah.
I thought they were both cool, but I didn't really stick around with it. I was more of a, oh, okay. Connection error, alright. But yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, I played, you know, Yeah, I played it a little bit, and then I was mainly a Destiny player, so
Hmm.
I just played that game and went back to Destiny. And then it wasn't until like about a year ago, around October, where I had a I couldn't really stick to Destiny because of some issues, some of their decision making. So I'm
Was it
like,
like the free to pay play aspect that got
it,
you,
it,
or
it, it, it was part of that. There's a little bit more, but
the
I
Beyond
just,
Light? I heard it did remove some planets and game
yeah,
events in there.
that was a lot of the issue and some
Hmm.
other things. But yeah, I decided to say goodbye to Destiny. It was pretty heartbreaking, but then I found, and then I went back to DBD because my friend was like, "Hey, yo, there's an event, come play." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll come back just to see how it is." And for some reason, this time around, I was like, I got really into it. I started looking into it a lot, like, and when I looked into it more, there's a lot of depth than I first realized when I first played it, the first time around. So I was like, yeah, I just kept going down the rabbit hole and just saw more and more, and yeah,
Hmm.
here I am now, a year later. Um, I still play the game.
Cool. And what is unique about this game that really keeps you entertained and willing to put all these hours into it?
Um, I say at first the biggest factor was that there's you can play with your friends, and also if if you don't have your friends, your friends can't play with you or anything, or yeah, they just can't play with you. You can play killer by yourself, and yeah, I thought that was very cool. But yeah, there's like I don't know, it's that the different killers, different survivors, and also the randomness of the game, the tiles, how everything is set up, where the generators are located,
Hmm.
everything like that.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Do you think they have a good variety of characters in both the survivor and killer selection?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think there's a good amount.
Do
For
you think
sure.
there's a good amount? Do you think they should add more, or should you just keep?
No, I think their priority should switch a bit,
Mhm.
but that's just my opinion. I think for the time being they should focus more on really polishing the game, fixing more of the bugs, stuff like that. We're about to get into a match.
Okay, so you
So
say bugs and stuff. What kind of major bugs do you encounter often that throws you off from the game?
just like getting stuck on random stuff, like, oh, found my first survivor. Yeah, just like, getting stuck on random stuff, like, a few updates ago, there was like a hill bug where you would get stuck on a hill,
Mm,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Like, oh,
Ooh.
okay. And yeah, stuff like that. There's been a lot more problems than that. Sorry, I can't think. Multitasking is not my strong suit,
No,
but yeah,
it's okay. That's how we do this
stuff like
here.
that.
Okay. So I see we already started the match in. You went straight for Survivor. So when you're starting the match, do you prioritizing and keeping pressure on Survivor specifically, or do you tend to just keep pressure on guarding the generators?
Oh, we look for a 3 gen at first. I try to look for a 3 gen right off the bat,
Hmm.
and then we start going for survivors. And we just try to, just get on survivor as much as we can.
Okay. So you say 3 gen. Now what exactly do you do to have this technique of a 3 gen for any new people watching?
Uh, you just oh, she went back in. Uh, you just you just spot a 3 gens that are very close to one another.
Mhm.
And then you decide what you want to, like, you try to keep it as best you can.
Hmm.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but you just try to, keep it as much as you can. I don't like this map for 3 gens in particular,
Hmm.
so, there's not really a good 3 gen, I find most of the time. Good dead hard, not really,
Hmm.
but yeah. Um,
Oof.
oh yeah, we just try to keep the 3 gen as much as we can, but sometimes it rarely works out like that.
Hmm.
Just depends on the map, where the generators spawn and stuff like that. It really depends,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. So I see you playing as a piggy. So are you a main piggy?
No,
No.
no. I enjoy playing as her a lot,
Hmm.
but this is actually a good 4 gen I have here. Oh,
Okay. So who would you say is your main killer?
I don't necessarily have a main per se. I like to play almost every killer to the best of my ability. That's what I strive for.
Hmm.
Um, to kind of get good with every, killer.
Okay.
But
So you would call yourself a jack of all trades kind of killer?
I would like to say that, yeah.
What would you recommend this kind of strategy in learning killers for new players, or would you recommend more of sticking to one at a time?
Um, okay. So I would recommend you stick to a character for a little bit to see how you like them.
Hmm.
There's a survivor around here. Yeah, I would say choose different. Somebody in here? No. Okay. Yeah, just try out a killer, see who you like the most, and if you really like them, consider trying to learn more about them and the different techniques and stuff that you can do with them.
Hmm.
That's what I try to do, but honestly, I switch up depending on how I'm. Did I get this? Nope. But yeah, like, just depending on how my mood, what killers I want to play at the time, depends on, like, how deep I get into the killer.
Gotcha. And then I got
That
Lintar
whiff?
here saying
Hello?
Brian playing a garbage killer.
What happened?
Lametar coming in here insulting your killer. Okay.
What's up, lame?
So, how many hours would you say you put on the game?
Over 2,000.
Over 2,000 hours.
Last time I checked. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's pretty much my main game.
It's your
so.
it's your life, huh? It's gonna take me a hot tamale second to make it at 2,000 hours. Like I'm only like 300 hours right now.
Right. Wait, how many hours?
Like 300.
300?
Yeah, so like I'm slowly inching my way over there, but I'm not there like you just yet.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's my main game. I play other games from time to time, but this is my main game. Like how Destiny was my main game, I put a lot of hours into that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, Lametar only 300 hours. Then Hero Legend saying I got 4K hours. You guys are all making me feel like ashamed of my tiny 300 hours. I've been playing for longer. Like, understand, Lametar, I've had the game for like over 2 years, but I didn't really start putting time and effort on it until like
She played that really good.
a few months ago. Yeah, these survivors are trying to get this out. So I see we have 4 survivors alive, only 1 gen left. What is the top priority right now?
Damn it. What happened? What was the question?
I'm saying they got 4 survivors alive right now, and you only have 1 generator left to protect. What's the top priority right now?
Go for chase. I decided early on that I like the chase aspect of the game. So, if I hear survivors,
Hero Legends, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the
this
Three
loading really
Cheeks.
good. But yeah, I decided early on when I started playing killer and stuff like that. Ooh, oh, she's
Oh man, they got the last gen.
she's pretty much dead. She has a trap on, and I'm probably just going to. At this point in the game, there's nothing else to do but to secure his kills. I'm not gonna lie. Doing this interview and playing the game, I'm not used to it, so it kind of threw me off. But honestly, this Lodi played really well, and I could have done maybe a bit better. I could have done a bit better, but yeah.
No, it's okay.
So right now we're
okay.
just yeah, they're probably going to leave maybe. Let's see what they do, but
Okay, so I mean, you have
also-
a chance. You have a chance. A lot of
Yeah, I have a
survivors
cha-
risk it all for a save.
yeah, especially if they're in a Swift, yeah, they're probably gonna want to get the 4 out. At least my experience when I play my Swift, I tend to stick with the 4 out, but try to get the 4 out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really going for it. This joy might get out. This joy might get Never mind.
I could potentially get the 3K here.
You very potentially can get the 3K. You already got one def.
Nah. It's gonna be a 2K. Yeah, I'm gonna force her out. Yeah. She had a key too.
She had a dead heart. She had a dead heart at the last second. Yeah. So when you're playing killer normally, who do you go for most of the time? The pig first, or?
Well, right now I'm trying to play Charlotte. Actually, she needs to get that hook up, or she needs to get hatch. So, that hook up, that cage off. So right now I could potentially get a 3K because Dissoloti does need to in fact get her cage off. I think I kind of messed this up. I wasn't looking for a hook. Okay, no, I think I get this. But yeah, Dissoloti either needs to get her hook off or maybe get a hatch play. Yeah, so she's kind of messed up right here. Literally her only choice is to get hatch. If she does not get hatch, she does not get out of here.
Gotcha.
That's what's really strong about pig.
Okay, and so do these, like those head traps, does it only work when it's activated before the exit gates are generated, or?
Wait, give me a sec.
No worries.
This load is actually really pretty. Oh, she messed up. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit just in case she has DS. But okay, so the way the cages work, every time a generator, like let's say I were to get a head trap before the first generator pops, it doesn't activate. But as soon as the generator pops, it activates. So I managed to put a trap on Elodie's head before the last generator popped, and then it popped, and then yeah, it left her in this predicament where she needed to find hatch or she needed to get the head trap off.
Okay, so a head trap would only activate when a generator pops off. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha. So if you put a head trap after the gates are generated,
there's no DS. There's no obsession.
So,
what am I doing?
So I'm asking if you put a head trap on someone and the gates are already powered up, it will not activate.
Okay, I apologize. I couldn't hear because of the loading. What happened?
Will the head trap activate even when all the generators are done?
No. So like if I put a head trap after the last generator pops, it will not activate.
Oh, so they still have a chance of leaving even though there's a head trap on their head.
Yes, they can leave. Yeah.
Gotcha. Understandable. So I saw the piggy. I'm like asking these kinds of questions just in case we have new viewers coming in who are like new players in the game in general. As the piggy, what's the other ability that we did notice where you crouched down and went hidden?
Okay, so she has the ambush ability. So basically, when you're in ambush mode, you're undetectable. Nobody can see you. Also, there's a lot of line of sight blockage. You know, she's low, so it makes it harder for survivors to see her. And then also in that mode, she can actually attack. Which serves as a pretty, it's a decent anti-loop. It's not the best, but it is pretty decent.
It's pretty decent. Is there any add-ons that can let you know where the survivors are specifically when you're in ambush mode, or no?
Just Amanda's letter, but in my opinion, it's not the best. Like, it's okay if you're going for something a little bit more gimmicky. Like you would have to put like a Larry's on, or a Larry's, or one of the smaller maps, Hawkins, the game, stuff like that. But honestly, it removes. I think you only get two. Is it like one or two traps with like 2 boxes, and I find it not to be the best. But I mean, I guess you do what you want to, you know.
Yeah. Do you only get? If you don't add any add-ons, do you only get 2 boxes and 2 traps?
You get 4 boxes.
4 boxes.
You get 4 boxes and 4 traps. Or I think it's like 5 or 4 boxes. I forget.
Gotcha. And do they recharge in game, or it's only for the whole match? Is 4 traps?
No. You only get the 4 traps.
Gotcha. And so, in your experience, how would you recommend pig for other players? How would you sell
How would
being a
I
pig?
sew pig?
Hmm.
I'd say one of her. She's kind of like, you can play her kind of. She has a lot of flexibility. She has a lot of flexibility in her kit. She has a decent anti-loop. Her traps, the bear traps, kind of act as a sort of gen defense. So you don't really have to put any gen defense if you don't really want to. You can.
Hmm.
Which, if you put with the new meta Ruin and Undying with the traps, it's gonna be literally impossible to do anything against her. I feel like.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you can pretty much run whatever you want on her, whatever perks. Um, Traps act as a good gen defense. She has anti-loot capability. She can become undetectable, which is very strong. Can catch people off guard. She can do pretty much everything, and she can pretty much do everything. But uh, I say what she lacks, and that's probably most every killer in this game, is map pressure. She has no way of getting to other sides of the map that fast, other than her walking over there.
Hmm.
So yeah, she lacks in map pressure, but she's pretty strong in almost every other aspect.
Okay. So
Yeah.
would you say that a good way to counter the piggy is if someone's getting loot by her, then the rest of the team should be as far away from that area as possible?
They need to do gens. Just like any other killer, you need to be on gens.
But would you
For
say
sure.
it's better if you're doing gens far away from the killer instead of everyone getting hit?
Instead of everyone getting hit.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, if you're saying that the piggy lacks map pressure, then would it be more recommendable for survivors to stay farther away from the killer but still keep gen pressure on?
Sure. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, so Des has a question. His question is, what do you recommend for a new piggy killer main?
Recommend for a new piggy. I mean, I guess there's many ways I can answer that. Like, I would like you to be a little bit more specific, because I do like specific. But I mean,
Sure.
I guess general, like, um, don't crouch as much. Like, if you want at the beginning, you can crouch and try to catch somebody off guard. Maybe get like a gen grab. But you don't want to crouch as much as you think you want to, because you are very slow. I think you're like 90 speed or something like that. So you don't really want to crouch everywhere. Just initially at the beginning. But if you really want to maximize your stealth capabilities, run Monitor and Abuse and Whispers. So that way, if you do want to do a little bit more of a stealth piggy, you can.
Okay, so I would
so yeah.
so I'll specify this just a little bit. I would say, what would you recommend for like play style or mental notes to keep if they're in game? Like, you don't have to really talk about perks. Just say, what would you recommend? Like how you said, don't really crouch too much. Just like, what should a new piggy main keep in their mind always? Like, should they keep the gen pressure on or survivor pressure on? Stuff like that.
Get all your traps in as just get your traps in. Get your traps in as fast as you can. You want that pressure. The more people you have with traps means the less people that are gonna be on gens, stuff like that. So yeah.
Gotcha. So you would just want to keep that pressure on survivors by giving those head traps soon as you can?
Yeah.
Okay. So Des, to answer your question, if you're trying to be more stealthy as a piggy, then like more surveillance perks would be your go-to. But in game, when you're trying to learn, just continue keeping pressure on survivors with those head traps. Make sure they can't take them off. If they're popping gens, that's even worse for them because that's how they activate. So, would you say that's a good piece of advice for new piggy mains?
Yeah. Just get your traps in as fast as you can.
Okay. Awesome.
For sure.
All right. Cool. So we're seeing that we have only one gen done, and you already have a dude about to get hooked. You already got a couple hooks in. Thank God. So, since we haven't even talked about
That's a good 3 gen.
the next part of this, so like we're talking about your build setup now. Would you tell us what perks you have?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I have Enduring, Brutal, Barbecue, and Bamboozle. Oh, by the way, there is an obsession. So basically, I have like an aggressive type of piggy build. So, Enduring, I can pretty much eat pallets and not really suffer the major consequences. Brutal, I can break the pallets fast. Bamboozle, I can I can cut off loops so that it makes it harder for them to to loop it efficiently, properly.
Yeah.
And barbecue, I mainly run it for the blood points, but it is good information on ore reading, where they could be and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So you're very aggressive. You're already hands-on into getting these survivors dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I'm seeing, because I had the last killer I've had over here. He was the same way, where he wants to be very aggro. He was a Bubba main. And the way he did it, like just like how you want to do, just aggressive, go in. But I think he was just lacking the perks he needed to do it. And I think your perk setup will be much helpful for him. So I'm going to have to remember this build setup. Anyone who's watching right now as well, if you want to go more aggressive into killing these survivors fast and have less time to get slapped in the face with a pallet, please follow in maybe the footsteps of GAMEKILLER, because Brutal Strike and Enduring does sound like a very OP combo if people are going to be throwing pallets your way a lot. So just everybody remember that in the chat right now. So would you say this is the #1 go-to perk build to go for, or is there a do you have
like
I
said,
flush?
she could be very flexible. She can be very flexible.
Very flexible.
So I say you're cool on running just about anything you really want. There are some good perks on her, like Save the Best for Last can be very good, because the trick to save the best for last is some killers take advantage of this, but her ambush doesn't waste any Save the Best for Last stacks. So that's a really good perk on her.
Really? So you're saying that, I know Save the Best for Last, you lose 2 stacks when you hit the obsession. You don't lose those stacks if you do ambush?
If you ambush her, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you ambush the survivor.
Yeah. Wow. Like that's actually that's kind of sick for the piggy. I gotta admit. Like that's actually very useful information to know, because some people might use that to their advantage of getting hit as the obsession to try to make you lose stacks. But now everybody in the chat, please remember that they will not lose 2 stacks if they go ambush mode and hit you if you're the obsession. Wow, that's insane. You already used 3 traps. Only 1 person has a trap though. I see that. Okay, so you're doing really good pressure. Do you have a one trick all kind of map strategy that you do, or do you have different strategies depending on the maps?
Just identify a region as best you can from the rip. But mainly I like the chase. I like the chase.
Okay.
I love the chase of the game. So I don't mind, like, if there's somebody in my proximity doing a generator or fiddling with the trap box or anything like that. Oh, nice dead hard.
Oh. That's nice. Okay. So no matter what kind of map you go to, you always just want to try to keep as close as you can for a 3-gen pressure?
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright, that is in fact the last trap. So far they've only done 2 generators though, so
I meant to put the trap earlier on Lori, but I kind of, got too into the talking and stuff like that, so I kind of forgot. But yeah, I was supposed to put this trap way earlier. Maybe create a little bit more pressure. Could be the reason why I lose, potentially. We'll see.
Really? So just for not using the head trap early on, that might be potential a loss?
Yeah, it could.
Okay. Would you elaborate specifically, just, so we could all see why?
Why I could lose?
Yeah.
I mean, it all, like, everything you do, and I go to a lot of I watch a lot of streamers, a lot of YouTubers, stuff like that. Scott Jund, I don't know if anybody knows Scott Jund. Shout out to him. He's really good killer, and he's very insightful. He has a video called The Butterfly Effect, in which anything you do as a killer survivor can ultimately lead to your loss or your loss or your win. So possibly, like, I'm not saying that it could result in me losing, but it's a possibility. Depending on the the situation, different circumstances, it could. But right now I say I have the game pretty much in my hands. I have a nice 3-gen, like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably not gonna get anything done, but there's a possibility it could lead to me losing,
Right.
and that's just the reality. Everything you do in this game, like everything you do in this game. Oh yeah, I know you're trying to dead hard. So yeah, everything you do in this game matters. Everything you do in this game matters. As survivor, as killer, BDS me. It matters. It can means that you lose or you win.
Okay. So everyone in the chat right now understanding in the game they have also their own butterfly effect situation on there. So when you're doing either generators or going against the killer, your actions could easily impact either the killer's future or your own future. So everybody remember that in chat. There is a butterfly effect in place of the game here. So you might just unintentionally screw someone over or unintentionally win. Keep that in mind, everybody in chat.
Every pally you drop, every route you take, every generator you do, your routing can lead to you winning or you losing. That DS costed me my 3 gen.
Yeah, because
So,
it wasted too much time, right?
Yeah, possibly they can get out.
Let's see, there's still 1 gen left, but we have 1 death at least, so they still have an uphill
no.
battle.
They just finished the last generator.
Oh, never mind then. Alright, so one question from Des. Did you play Piggy from the start, or did you main someone else from the start?
No, I mained somebody else from the start.
Yeah? Which killer did you main?
Legion.
You mained Legion.
Mhm.
I'm seeing a lot of Legion mains. Okay. What got you to switch out from Legion, or do you still pop them out every now and then?
Yeah, just because what I said earlier, I want to try to get good with every killer. Or, I want to try to be the best with every killer as I possibly can be, so.
Okay, and do you have every killer, like, fully maxed out to have all their perks, or?
Legion. pretty much Legion, I think Trapper.
Okay, so Heroes Legends asks, is map knowledge important along with knowing survivor and killer perks, or?
Yeah, that's all important for sure.
It's all important. Okay. I'm gonna ask you how would you rank the knowledge from 1 to 3 for perk knowledge for survivors, perk knowledge for killers, and map knowledge? How would you rank them?
Map knowledge is I would say more important than knowing the perks of the killer. I got a 3K, so in my eyes that's a win for me. But yeah, I would say map knowledge is very important. It's up there for sure.
Okay, so
it's up there, and then knowing the perks can definitely help for sure, 100%. But I think knowing the maps and knowing the tile, knowing the layout, like when to expect the pallet, like where a pallet can be, that's all important.
Okay, so everybody in the chat learn what's up. Sorry.
But also there is RNG tiles where pallets can be, stuff like that, where generators are, all that. So it's not always, you're not always going to know where everything is at, but there are certain things you should know, like, there's always going to be a pallet in Killer Shack. You do have the main building. What was this? The Asylum map, the Carnival map. The horse Maurice. He's always going to be at the opposite side of the map. So you can play that structure. Stuff like that.
Okay, so everybody in the chat, just make sure you prioritize map knowledge first and then perk knowledge. As long as you can know where you're running to before you get murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so Des...
By the way, guys...
what's up?
No, I'm just... Sorry, I'm going to acknowledge the chat. Sorry if I'm not talking to you guys in my stream. I'm very sorry. What's up, guys? I am doing a interview... with 3 Cheeks Ahoy. He is streaming.
Des, just give me a second. I'll ask him in
my
just a
stream
quick
pretty
second.
much, and like asking me questions, stuff like that. So if you want to go ahead and go into his stream and see on his side of things, go ahead and type in 3 Cheeks Ahoy.
Okay, real quick though, we'll have a quick sponsor.
Giving him a follow,
Commercials though. Let's go.
Been hearing all this talk about me being a simp. Yeah, I'm a simp. I'm a simply slamming
Oh, you
your
got
girl
it?
with this big old horse meat ding dong.
I'm sorry, I'm
And
just
that's
doing a
on
quick
God, baby girl.
commercial break for the stream. Go back to the questions.
Are they smoking? Or are they gay? It's okay to smoke.
Oh, what?
The last commercial I just played, it just gets me every time. It's the
What's
weirdest, like,
commercial?
it's a 2000 commercial about smoking, where they legit just say, like, is it smoking or is it gay? Smoking is gay. And it's like, what do you mean? Like,
Okay.
it's so crazy, I'm telling you. Like, literally. Alright, back. We're done with the commercial. Everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm your host, Three Cheeks Harrington. This is the Three Cheeks. Play out. I'm joined with my next guest for episode 3 of Cheeks Chamber, Mind of a Killer. This guest tonight is GAMEKILLER. So far we have finished a few matches with him right now. I would say like what, 2 matches?
Yeah, 2 matches.
Alright, so we've so far gotten a few tips for any new piggy mains as well as any survivors trying to learn what to do against a piggy, such as map awareness, keeping just a little bit of distance so you don't get whacked too fast from the piggy scene, especially an aggressive piggy main like GAMEKILLER over here.
Yes.
Not only that, we have also learned that the piggy main can be very adaptable, so any new killers that want to learn piggy should not be worried at all, since you can easily choose different perks, different playstyles, and you can very easily adapt and get your own 4Ks if you wish. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Yeah, very flexible killer, for sure.
Very flexible. Awesome. I see my sister currently just said, "Boo, you suck." Cool. Alright, question from Des is, how did you become this good at piggy? Did you watch streamers and YouTubers, or did you like do personal time?
I watched a lot, like starting off, like really getting into DVD. I saw a lot of killer, especially True Talent. He was very, I watched him a lot, like pretty much exclusively. But it wasn't until I saw Scorpions on Twitch. For those of you who don't know, Scorpion Z, I believe. Scorpions, yeah, I learned a lot of the nitty gritty with her. So.
And Scorpions, is she, or are they a killer main? Fully
they are a pig main.
They're a pig main. Okay, so that's where you got a lot of your notes from a piggy killer.
Yeah, from him, like when I really wanted to learn piggy, yeah, it was him.
Okay, so I see we're in a chase right now. When you're doing a chase normally, what is something, do you try to normally mind game the survivor, or do you just go follow them until you catch up?
No, I try to mind game where applicable, try to catch them off guard, Sometimes, what I like to call as following, you just follow them, you don't really try to mind game. That's actually a mind game in itself, because they think you're going to mind game, especially if you are mind gaming, you're double backing, you're doing all that stuff. So, like, yeah, this game is a lot about the mind games, and not mind gaming, but that is a mind game in itself. So, yeah, it's a lot of that, It's a lot of mind games.
Gotcha. So you gotta do a whole lot of mind gaming. So, but would you say that too much mind gaming is a problem as well?
Yeah, survivors can pick up on that.
Gotcha.
Survivors can pick up on that, and if they're in a Swift, they will call it out. And yeah.
Okay, so
they will call that out. They will, give that information, like, yo, he's doing this. He's not respecting pallets. He's respecting pallets. You got to be mindful if you're going against Swifts like that. They can potentially call that out.
Okay, so how would you know that you're doing too much mind gaming? in normal
If
match?
you're not catching them.
If you're not
if
catching
you're not
them.
able to catch them, if you're not able to down them, you're probably you need to switch up something.
Gotcha. All right. So another question from Des: do you think if you played Legion then switched to Piggy, could you use your knowledge from Legion to Piggy?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay. I know it's a little like weird wording. I would say, could if you were a Legion main, right?
Yeah.
Could you use that same knowledge from Legion as a Piggy killer?
General knowledge, sure. But you know, when it comes to powers and stuff like that, obviously no. But
Okay, so general, just play styles maybe, but not specifics in terms of their abilities and
yeah,
how they go about.
pretty
Okay.
much. Not the specifics, but
Okay. Would you say there are any killers that you can do the same play styles with, or is every killer their own play style, or do you just do the same three gen pressure? This bill
Hold up.
wants it. This bill wants.
sorry. So no, yeah, I mean, like I usually try to keep the same tactics for the most part, the general tactics, yeah. There's some killers where like mind gaming doesn't really even matter because their kit is that strong. So you don't really need to worry about mind gaming or anything like that. You can just rely exclusively on your power. And you know, using your power, you know, like using the strong suits of your power and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Probably should have checked back on that gen. I'm probably gonna lose that gen.
So what are some killers that don't require the mind gaming tactics?
Probably like, you know, spirit, clown, doctor. You know, you can still mind game with those killers, and maybe you probably should sometimes. But yeah, like their power is that strong enough that you don't really have to rely on your mind games that much, but worry about more so of how you use your power effectively.
Okay.
Kind of have a 3 gen here. I have a 3 gen kinda. Well, yeah, they're fucking breaking my gens up nicely.
Yeah, they're really spread out right here. So what would you do in this scenario then? Would you just go straight for chasing and try to kill, or?
Yeah, I love the chase. You know, as Piggy, you know, right now my gen pressure are my traps. So
Okay, because I see there are a lot of killer mains that they don't really prioritize too much just to chase itself, more of just the pressure of generators.
yeah, no, you definitely have to pressure generators, but just like my specific playstyle, like if I know there's nobody in my proximity, like doing any generators or anything like, I mean, if they're doing generators and they're doing like dumb stuff around me, like I'm gonna punish that. You know, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go disturb that. But like, at the end of the day, you know, you need to get your hooks in. You know, you need to get your hooks. You need to get your cages. You know, that's pressure.
Okay. Alright, so we already know that it's a fast-paced playstyle for you. You maintain pressure with traps. We already learn any new tips for the killer. So what do you predict is going to be the outcome for killers in the future? In terms of like updates and perk sets, how do you feel?
I just lost the fang. Where's this fang? that iron will putting in that work.
It really is. Wow. Oh, there she is.
There we go. Can you repeat the question?
What do you think about the future of killers on Dead by Daylight?
How do I feel about the future of killers? I mean, right now, it's looking very strong. Ruin Undying is pretty strong. Like, you can pretty much apply pressure without even thinking about it. You just have to exist and you create pressure. So, I mean, if they keep up with, like, you know, putting like these strong perks and stuff like that, it's gonna be a problem for like almost every killer. But oh, by the way, there's no obsession. I just realized that.
So you can literally whack anyone and get
and of course I got auto aim cooked.
Oh, never mind. That's not even the perk you're using. Yeah, no one decided to bring obsession or be the obsession. It's a little weird. So you don't think that after the patch notes where they nerf the Mori that they might continue nerfing killers?
Nerfing killers. I mean, I guess the Mori nerf was I guess a killer nerf, but I don't know. Cause I play a lot of Survivor too. Like these last 2 months, I play a lot of Survivor, and it was needed, to be honest. It was just annoying, getting Mori'd off first hook. That was just nonsensical. I would love for them to do something about keys, but I mean, right now with like how they're designing killers, honestly, the killers they've been designing. Oh, she has a key. I forgot that she has a key, and they're gonna go for hatch. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Open it. Yeah. See, look, I just potentially lost. Yeah. The bill is still alive. I closed hatch. He's probably gonna get to a door. Yeah. This is a perfect example why keys need to be nerfed. Cause if they could have got 3 out, they got 2 out, which is kind of bullshit. But sorry, so let me go back to my original thought about the killers. Like they've been designing the killers pretty well. All very good anti-looping and stuff like that. So anti-loop killers are honestly like if a killer's not gonna be fast and stuff like that, then they need to have some sort of anti-loop ability or information like doctor or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't camp Halon, spy guy. But yeah. And then there's some killers that can do it all, you know? Like Spirit. She has speed. She has anti-loop. Speed, map pressure, anti-loop, all that good stuff. He can't get any more chances on the hook. I hope I'm answering the questions, right? Like if I'm not answering them properly or anything like that, let me know. I am playing and
You're doing just fine. I apologize. It's okay. You're doing just fine.
Yeah, I apologize if the answers are a little bit like scattered, not soundproof. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. As long as you're answering them, that's all that matters. So you say that that it is a good idea to nerf keys. How, in your mind, in your perspective, how should they nerf the key?
I would like it if only one person can escape through hatch instead of 3 people. That would be really good.
Okay, so you're also the person that says that only one person should escape with the key?
Yeah.
Okay. And what else you were saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it. I don't. Yeah, that's it. I think it should only be one person per key.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be. If I really wanted to, I could say, get rid of keys, get rid of hatch, get rid of all of that. But I don't think that's kind of fair, really. I think there should be there should be a chance for at least one survivor to get out. But yeah, having 3 people escape with 1 key, like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, I'm sorry to say, it is, because you at that point, like, if they do that, you know in your heart that you won the game. But just because, like, oh my God, is this person? But just because of a key, being able to get 3 people out, it's just it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry, it's kind of shit. And yeah, you could say that, you should be a little bit more mindful of the key and try to get them out the game, but people can just pick them up, and they can just get the 3 out regardless.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I would change it to 1 person per key. Like, that should be iridescent. I don't know what they should do with purple. If they want, they can keep it the same, but it doesn't matter. Purple, iridescent, only 1 person per key.
Gotcha. Okay, so just a quick palate cleanser question. What, When you play a sweaty day of a Dead by Daylight, what's something you would normally do to just distract yourself and calm you down from the game?
When I play sweaty, I'm guessing that means like I got tilted during the sweaty team, the
Yes.
sweaty game.
Yes.
Maybe switch to survivor or just get off the game, like play something different or just get off the game, pretty much.
Just get off the game. Do you have any type of game that you go to keep yourself chilled out, or?
I mean, like Black Friday, I picked a lot of games, so like I have a couple of choices to pick from. Ghost of Tsushima, Star Wars, Fallen Order. So I've been playing those.
Ghost of Tsushima was an awesome game. I recommend that for anyone
Oh yeah,
in the chat.
Ghost of Tsushima is like great, honestly. It's probably like my favorite game this year.
All right, so since we got a good amount of questions and tidbits for everyone on here, we're gonna start hopping into a couple of perk conference questions, if you don't mind.
I don't know what that is, but
that
sure.
just means I'm gonna ask you a question about a perk, and you tell me how you feel and if they should buff it or nerf it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start, and I'll read out the perk too for everyone in the chat that doesn't know what it is. So if I read it out, you know what I'm doing. Okay.
Hey Heather.
Okay. So first perk I'm gonna talk about is Coldrophobia from the Clown, which means survivor within your terror radius has a percentage penalty to the healing progression speed. How do you feel about that perk?
It's not that great. It could be sort of decent if you have like probably like Doctor in Distressing. You can get the healing you can get that buffed out a bit. Have that Coulrophobia effect a little bit more spread out. But yeah, I don't think it's that great of a perk.
Okay, so how would you rate it 1 out of 10? Like, certain out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Or like, how would
like
you rate it?
4 or 5.
4 out of 10. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 out of 10 for Coulrophobia. Next one, I would say
4 out of 10. Yeah.
Dark Devotion, which means hitting the obsession with a basic attacks causes the obsession to emit a terror radius of 32 meters, and you are granted the undetectable status effect for the duration. How do you feel about that perk?
I think it's a solid perk. I kind of like it.
Okay.
I think it could be a fun. It could definitely catch people off guard and stuff like that. I don't mind it.
Do you use it?
I rate a good solid 10. Do I use it? No, it's not one of my main perks that I use, but
Okay, and how would you rate it?
I say a good 7 out of 10, stuff like that. Yeah.
7 out of 10.
It's a nice solid perk.
Okay. So that's 7 out of 10 for that one. Next one, the one that you should know about, Brutal Strength. And for everyone watching, that is just you can destroy drought pallets and breakable walls and damage generators for a percentage faster than normal. How would you what do you say about that perk?
10 out of 10. For sure.
10 out of 10.
I love that perk. Yeah, it's one of my favorite perks.
Okay. So we'll just take a quick read it out of that. So, do you think the piggy's in their prime right now?
Do I think she's at her prime? She's solid.
She's solid, but you wouldn't say that they're OP?
That what happened?
But you wouldn't say they're OP or like they're really in their prime right now?
She's not OP, but she's a solid killer. She has literally all the tools. Like she has all the tools. She can pretty much do it all, but she can't do everything. Yeah.
Okay, so, and it's just limiting the map pressure stuff you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, she just doesn't. She can't cover the map that quick. Yeah, I think I pretty much lost this. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, this Ash pretty much looped me for like 3-4 gens. So.
Oh man. Okay,
So yeah, pretty much I don't think I'm gonna win this.
Okay, so as a killer main, do you not drop pressure as soon as you can to look at generators?
No.
You just stay on the hunt?
Yep, I stay on the hunt until somebody gives me a reason not to.
Gotcha. So you're really into the whole thrill of the hunt kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's just I know, like, I think the last two killers I interviewed, they were both saying they would try to keep pressure around and drop aggro on a survivor if the chase is too long. You know, which would be a good indicator. Would be the bloodlust that might say you've been on the chase for a little too long.
No, I mean, like I said, there's, people are all different. Like, I'm gonna go back here. Like, like people are different. They're going to just like through my experience. Depending on what killer I play and stuff like that. Like, I like to be in the chase. I really like to be in the chase. And if you give me an excuse to like drop chase with you or anything like that, or drop chase with the person that I've been chasing, I will do it. I want to create the best pressure I can, but I also like my hooks. I play for hooks. I don't really like. I play for fun. Like that's my version of fun, playing for hooks. I wanna get my 4K. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, like I like to hook.
Okay, so people can easily call you the fisherman for how much you hook, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. They definitely call me the fisherman.
Gotcha. All right, everybody in
No,
chat.
It's just my experience with the game. Like,
I mean, I can
just like the
understand
pace
that.
of the game.
Yeah, I can understand that. I know you can get to a point where, like, sometimes the objectives aren't the most important thing. Sometimes just getting someone hooked or killing someone is the best thing to do. Gotcha.
I mean, this game is not completely over. Like, I can still make the comeback, but at this point, I really doubt it.
Well, who knows? Maybe they might do some stupid stuff. Like, you gotta mind game them to make mistakes. I think, at least. I'm not a killer main.
I mean, I was trying that. Ash was just giving me the work.
Yeah, that Ash. Somehow that old man could run.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is your opinion of Dead by Daylight the same as how you had it when you first started playing the game? Or
No, definitely not. I used to be very, like, killer-minded to the 10th degree. Like, I used to think like a true killer main. The last 2 months, maybe like 3 months by now, I played a lot of Survivor, and let's just say, nice dead Arnia. I've seen the dark side of both. Like, I've already seen the dark side of Survivor. Like, whatever. So like this game is Survivor side. I knew that from the get-go. But I saw the dark side of Killer, like, in the last 3 months, and I don't like it. I don't really like it. I don't. It's mainly to do with like the old.
And specify, what do you mean by dark side of Killer?
Yeah. So, for me, slugging is a big problem. I'm not a big fan of slugging. I think it's very boring as a killer, playing as killer. I don't really like to do that. I like to get my hooks in. But as Survivor, it's boring. There's nothing you could do. If you don't have Unbreakable, you're not. You can't do anything. You can't literally do anything. You just lost the game. And sometimes it's not even your fault that you lost the game. Especially if you're solo queue. If you play solo queue, anybody who knows that sometimes you can't help it. Like, you can't help with your other teammates too.
Yeah.
And the fact that some killer can just slug and you don't have no chance, and it wasn't even your fault that everything's going to disarray. It happens like that. Yeah. So this is kind of bad for them. They have 2 people with hooks on their head, 1 person on hook. 2 people need to get the trap off their head. Hopefully, there is a box here. Hopefully, none of them have to get that box open. Oh, shit.
Okay, so... oh, wow, the Ash really just went for the save. Okay, so now we know your opinion on slugging. How do you feel about tunneling, though? And camping?
Tunneling and camping?
Yeah.
Uh, oh shit, yes, yeah, I lost this, yeah. I lost really bad. I guess good on them. Yeah, that Ash really fucked me up at the beginning.
Hmm.
Yeah, I lost really bad. Oh well. I don't have a problem with tunneling camping. It's whatever. You're like, I mean, ooh, there's hatch right here. Depends. Like, what do you define as tunneling? What's your definition? 'Cause
My
we might have two
definition
definitions of tunneling.
of tunneling is just basically if someone's hooked and then just gets unhooked, the killer goes for them immediately and doesn't give them a chance.
Um, it that's also tunneling, but I think more my definition of tunneling is, you know, there's somebody on a generator, you know somebody is doing something dumb in front of you. Like, let's say somebody is like trying to get their cage off in front of you, the bear trap. If somebody completely ignores you just to go for one person, like, that's tunneling. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the person that they just hooked. It could be just one person, like that Ash. Like, I tunneled that Ash technically, like, but also there was nobody near the generator, so like I didn't have a reason to get off him. There was a Nia at the beginning that I could have switched to, but I felt like, oh, my phone is going off. My bad. Get that.
No, it's okay. Play. Let's go to
Okay, sorry. So yeah, like, technically I tunneled that Ash. I could have switched to Nia, but I think I needed to go after that Ash to get a trap on, like, cause I am pig. That's how I start my pressure. That's how I really start my game, is by getting that one trap
Don't
on.
mess with the sea life.
But
See you later,
I couldn't get him down. I tried to do everything I could. I could not get him down, and I pretty much lost the game for it. I mean, good on them. But yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like I would just say one example of the tunneling would be when the Fang got unhooked and you were just eyeing her down the whole time. That's what I would call just a small scenario of tunneling. If you needed an example.
Okay. So yes, but I had no reason to not do that.
Yeah, like, yeah, no reason.
I don't
Like,
have
that
a
was the
problem
last
with
guy
that.
alive. Yeah, I know.
Nah, like, you're talking about that Torment Creek game, right? Yeah. The
Yeah.
one in Colwyn. Okay.
The one that we
I
just
mean,
finished right now. You know, where the Ash ran you and then you stayed next to the Fang while she was hooked after all the gates, all the gens were done.
Oh, the Yui.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, that's my mistake. Then, yeah, the Yui that was hooked. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, I had no reason to leave that. Like, all the generators were done. I like, my objective right now at that point is just to
Just to kill
like,
someone.
I mean, I could patrol the gates, but I need to kill someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to secure at least a 1K.
Yeah. So, but like, that's what I mean, just an example there, but I understand why you did it, since it was like there's nothing else to do at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of add-ons are you gonna add now?
Combat straps and the rule set. So, combat straps is that I take less time to go into my ambush stance, which, in a pinch, it could really help out, you know? Like, being able to get into your ambush mode for the anti-loop, can really help out. Oh my god, what's up with all the keys today? And rule set number 2, basically, when I get the cage on the trap on their head, they can't see any boxes to take off the trap until a generator pops. So if, let's say, I have like 2 people trapped before they get a generator off, like, they won't know where to go until they have to go looking for it, and that could potentially take some time. So they have to, you know, it's hard for them to get the trap off, therefore creating pressure when that gen pops, because now 2 people are off generators trying to look for traps. Yeah, trying to get the trap off their head.
Gotcha. And, everybody in the chats, please also do not forget, you can also ask questions at any moment. Des was doing a wonderful job doing that. Everyone else, though, we'll just kick a quick word on the commercial, just so everyone has a quick breather while we're still waiting for the game to load. We'll start now.
Subway, Have it your way.
What do you
Still
mean
doing okay,
I
can't
can't have cum on it?
Yeah.
Because you can't. It violates the policy.
I'm just
Why
trying
don't
to
you have a
get,
shirt and why
more
do you want
questions.
That
cum?
game was-
Why do you want cum on your substitute?
was,
Technically
wow.
probiotic. You want
Yeah,
me to
that,
continue? Give me
I don't
the
know.
cum
There's, I mean,
sup.
there could have been. I could have just
No,
switched up to me. I need to get
I'm
that
not gonna go to
crap
jail
in,
because
but
you
yeah,
want cum.
he
You
ran
want
me
me
for a while.
Give me your cum. No. Give me your
You
cum.
normally get survivors like this?
Give me your cum.
Subway. Eat fresh.
It really depends what time of day, but yeah, I do get survivors like that from time to time.
So you would agree that depending on the time of day is the intelligence you would get of the
these are
opposing party?
Very good 3-gen. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can get sweats whatever time of day, but I think more so in the mornings I get sweats. It's rare that I get sweat. Honestly, this night has been actually pretty decent with survivors. They've been on gens, not scared. So.
Hero Legends just asked what he just watched. That's the commercial. Hero, that is the Subway commercial. You can ask him why they have that commercial. That's not my problem. They just pay me 1 potato every time I play it. Alright, so we got 1 survivor hit. Going right back to the strategy of aggressive, going straight for the chase, right?
I noticed something. I got like some alert there. I don't know if that was generator popping or somebody vaulting, but I ignored that. Like I said, with Pig, you need to get your traps immediately on survivors.
Okay.
Best case scenario, you want 2. You you want 2 people with head traps at the beginning, but sometimes it works out like that. Sometimes it doesn't. Also, there is RNG for bear traps. Sometimes you can get it off the first box, or sometimes it's the second box, or the third, or the last. It depends.
Don't worry about the commercials, heroes. They're not YouTube commercials. Okay, so you're saying the best way, good way to keep pressure is just have at least 2 traps as soon as you can, 2 head traps. Do you look around the corners of the map first, or are you looking more around the center after your first chase?
What, at the beginning to find survivors? Or what was the question? Sorry.
Like, do you, like, when you're looking around to find your next chase, are you looking around, like, the edges and corners of the map, or more the center area of the map, or?
Wow, he got that vault off. Wow, that was great. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, man.
Can you repeat the first part? Because, like, the game gets loud. Sorry, that's on my part. I can't hear the beginning. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay, it's okay. The question is, when you're looking for survivors to chase, are you looking around the corners first, or the center of the map first?
So, well, I look for my 3-gen at first, and then I'm always looking. I'm always keeping my head in a swivel to see who I can find.
Okay, now, as the pig main, do you always have to keep in mind that you have to always prioritize the chase?
Who do I prioritize and chase?
No, I'm asking as a piggy killer. Like, I would say, if you're a piggy main, do you have to keep them notes in your head that you have to always prioritize a chase first?
Okay, good job. I mean, like,
is it mandatory the thrill of the hunt?
Is it mandatory to throw? No, you can switch off whenever you.
No,
feel
not like
it.
not. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that whole part. Is it mandatory to hunt like immediately? Like, is it always required to get that chase off first?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you want, you don't have to look for a 3-gen, but you can just straight up just go for somebody or start looking for somebody. But no, you need to get people. Yeah, you need to start looking for people to get those traps on. Because if you don't, that's your pressure, man. So did I lose my 3-gen? No, I did not lose my 3-gen. So, but nah, you need to get those cages immediately. You need to get those cages immediately.
Okay, and Is this can this be applied for any killer or just as the piggy?
Let me see. I mean, it depends. Like, usually I like to split pressure with killers. So, like, I don't mind switching off somebody if it means I injure somebody else. But, I don't know, yeah, like, it just, yeah, I guess if I was playing Pig, I would, probably trying to split pressure. If if I hit somebody, I saw somebody nearby, I'll split the pressure. Why not?
Okay, and is that as a different killer or as a piggy? Would you still go for someone else after you injured someone?
Yeah, I probably would split the pressure, especially if it's somebody off the beginning. Ooh, somebody's checking this trap. This is an important trap. I see. Let me guess, you have DS as well. That's why he wanted me to pull him off. Okay. But no, like, if it was the beginning and if I had an option to split pressure, I would probably do it. Why not?
Okay. Now, I'm just trying to trying to get more questions involving more of your playstyle and mental state as you play, okay? So, if you're wondering why I'm asking that instead of just perks, that's why. Okay. Okay, we got one guy down. There's a hook survivor. Just injured another one. So the pressure is good. But we have noticed that survivors tend to change the tide of the pressure these last few matches. Is that correct?
Also, right now we have something called an active hook. I didn't come up with the term. I've heard it, but it's a nice term. Basically, when you hook a survivor near a 3-gen, that's an active hook. So like you have probably the best amount of pressure you could put in a match.
So you're saying that's like a survivor hotspot? Would you say that?
Is this the Elodie? Where's the Elodie? Oh no, this is the. Okay. Can you repeat that?
Okay, so would you say that the active hook is like a survivor hotspot?
It just means that you're creating like, oh my god, hello game.
Okay, so
thank you. So like pretty much that means that means that survivors have to go inside the 3-gen, so like they can't do generators or else they're gonna get punished. And I'm dropping. Hold up. I don't like doing this normally, but I know she's dead hook. So yeah, you're about to get tunneled, girly. I hope you know that. So yeah, they have to go inside your. They have to go inside your 3-gen, meaning that they can't do generators. They're gonna get punished, and if they try to go for the unhook, they're probably gonna get punished too. So yeah, like that's like not a situation that any survivor wants to be in.
And it's very easy to get the active hook technique on.
Yeah, just hook near your 3-gen. That's it.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is.
Cool. So Des asks, how did you find your playstyle, or did you copy someone else's playstyle?
I mean, like, I took a lot of inspiration from True Talent, but yeah, throughout my time playing DBD, I figured out early on that I really like the chase of the game. So I would probably almost always be in a chase. The only time I'll ever switch pressure is if I know somebody is doing a generator near me. Doing a generator, or let's say like Pig, if they're trying to get a trap off their head, stuff like that. Yeah, I'll probably switch pressure, but.
Okay, and is the piggy the best choice to be the aggressive killer to always be in a chase?
I think so. Like, if you're playing my version of Pig, you can be very aggressive. Like, with this build, you can pretty much take out a lot of pallets. Now, that might not, eating 2 pallets, even though you have Enduring and Brew to get rid of pallets, eating too many pallets can still be a detriment. Even if, like I said, even if you have these perks, you can still lose. But you can get rid of a lot of pallets like this and put survivors in a very extremely like uncomfortable position.
Hmm. Gotcha. Alright, we got next question from Des. How do you know if someone is toxic to you mid-game, and what is your solution to it?
Toxic?
Yes.
How do I know someone's toxic? I don't know. Like they're clicking flashlight, they're teabagging, they're pallets, they're pointing. Like, and what's my solution?
Yeah.
Don't let it get to you. Play your game. Play your game the best that you can play it.
So you wouldn't want to kill them first?
No. That's how you lose. That's like if people are doing that, they're probably good survivors. Sometimes they can be really bad and they're just doing it because they can. But I mean, sometimes I'd say in my experience, most of the time the survivors that do that are kind of like I can pretty much get them easily. But no, just don't let it get to you. Play your game. Just do what you do normally and don't let it get to you.
Gotcha.
That's probably the best advice I can give you. Don't worry about telling them. Just remember, you know, as a killer, you wanna, you know, remember your basic strategies, your basic principles. Like, you know, keep your 3 gens, apply pressure. Just, you know, make sure that you know, you keep your mind games good. I don't mean to go back to this hook. I just want to make sure I saw scratch marks going there. They're probably gonna get her. And yeah, just like play. Yeah, just play your game. I don't know what else to say. Like not like I know it's easy for me to say that. Like don't let that get to you. Honestly, what gets to me more is me being looped, not necessarily people pointing at me. Cause at the end of the day, they're probably winning their game. You know, them looping me, them pointing, them teabagging, them flashlight at pallets or wherever. Like, you know, they're just having their version of fun, and you gotta realize that people have their version of fun in this game.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is me getting looped for like 2-3 gens like that Ash.
Yeah.
Like he looped me. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, as the killer, is there any survivors that you're on the lookout for when you see in the match?
No.
No. So there's like not once you ever look at the survivor pool and think, I need to kill that one first.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I do have. Ooh, somebody's here. You know, I play this game. I play a cross playoff, so I'm bound to run into the same survivors. And you know, I have my problems with some survivors, some killers, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to playing killer, I just do what I do. You know, I just do what I do best, and I try to get them down. And I shed a key. And yeah, like that's it. Like that's all you can do at the end of the day as killer. Like, you know, just play your best. Sometimes survivor is just better than you, and you gotta realize that. And sometimes there's nothing you can do because they're really good at what they do. They know how to run a killer.
Okay.
So no, like I'm not really looking out for anybody because I know if I'm doing that, then I'm not making it fun for that person, and I'm probably not going to win, and I want to win. And I think people have their version of winning. Me personally, I like the 3K and above is a win in my book. Some people like to look at the point system as a way of indicating, you know, if you're playing killer, you know, if you get an entity displeased, you lost. If you get brutal, you tied. Ruthless, you win. And usually ruthless and merciless, those are like 3-4Ks. But for the because you can still get brutal even if you 3K, right? 4K, whatever. Just depends how much points you get. You see, it's based off points. But
Yeah.
I personally look at the getting the 3K aspect as a win.
Gotcha. All right. So we finished doing some more questions of in-game. We'll go back to a little bit more per conference. So what do you think of the perk Franklin's Demise, which means anytime someone gets whacked, they drop their item, and it gets consumed by the entity. How do you feel about that perk?
Yeah, I think they did a really good buff on it, because before it was you just dropped it and that's it. You can pick it back up. This one, it puts time on the survivor to get their item back. So like, depending on how badly they want it, they can like. So some people die for their flashlights and stuff like that. But no, I think they really did a good job with the buff from Franklin's. I think it's an okay. I think it's an okay perk. Personally, I don't use it. It depends on what killer. I would say Hag is probably like the best one to put it on. Because survivors can be a little bit, attached to their items, which I understand that. Like I like my items too. I like my flashlights, keeping my flashlights, but no, I think they did a really good job with Franklin's after the buff.
Okay.
But still, I wouldn't use it as a main perk or anything like that. Just because I feel like there's better perks. 100%.
How would you rank it
in terms of probably like a 6, 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Not a bad rank.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Next perk, and then we'll go to another question. How do you feel about Hangman's Trick, which means you can see the aura of any survivor sabotaging a hook, and if you're carrying a survivor, you see of any survivor within a few meters of a hook. How do you feel that perk?
Right. They did a buff to it in the PTB where the meters was very like it was longer than the meters right now. Right now it's not that great. In the PTV it was really good. I forgot how much was it. How much was the meters again right now? Was it 2 meters you said? 4 meters?
Yeah, so it's like 2 meters is the yellow, 4 is green, 6 is the highest one.
Okay, so I mean I think it used to be like 10 meters in the PTV and then they changed it back to 6. If they were to buff it to like something like that, 10 meters, like I think it would be really good. Now it's not that great.
Gotcha.
I probably put it like at a 3, 2 maybe.
2 out of 10.
Not that high.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just not that great.
Oh my gosh, I almost using the goddamn image rules. All right, so Des asks, what in your opinion is the most toxic killer build?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I don't think there's a toxic killer build. Like unless you're doing Insidious Bubble or something like that, I don't think there's a thing like a toxic killer build.
I'm already out of water, guys. I can't hydrate. You sure? Like I mean, I think there's like some survivors that might call out some specific perks that makes it toxic.
Like what?
Well, I mean, like the Undying and Ruin combo is pretty toxic as it is, and then put like what Oppression and Pop Goes the Weasel. That one can be pretty toxic in terms of generator rush, like the Moris too.
I don't see it. I don't see that as toxic. Like I don't know. That's not my eyes. That's not toxic. That's just part of the game. It's annoying, for sure.
Not Limiter as not even Infinite Freddy.
Oh, we're talking about add-ons now.
I mean, it's a killer perk set, so it's like it includes perks and like add-ons and offerings because it's a build.
Wait, so are we talking about perks or talking about add-ons?
Well, I guess we're adding add-ons to it just so if it helps you tell me what is toxic and what is not toxic.
I mean.
All right, just.
I mean, I really don't like I really don't like Infinite Tier 3 or what's it called? Infinite Tier 3 or Scratch Mirror Myers. Like I really despise them, but I mean I don't think it's toxic. I think toxic is how you play, not necessarily what builds you run. Yeah, I'm more of that mindset. I don't. Yeah.
So,
I think how you play is indicative of whether you're toxic, not necessarily the perks you run.
gotcha.
The perks or add-ons you run.
So it's not the build that makes it toxicity; it's the the player that makes it toxic.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
That is, I gotta admit, that is a first I've heard, because even like other killer mains would say there are some like toxic builds. I can't really think at the top of my head. I know the chat would help me out on this in a test, but you're actually, it's very interesting. You're the first guy who says it that way, and like I'm intrigued. That's actually a really interesting way of putting it, because it's true. Everyone plays the game their own way. They have their own play style, just like how you have your very aggressive play style. It's not what the items you choose, it's how you use them that makes it toxic. Okay. So everybody remember that. If you get a killer that is toxic, it's not the perks that makes him toxic. It's that guy that made it toxic.
I mean, like I said, for sure, I think running on dying is annoying. I think, like, you know, Scratch Mirror Myers on, like, Larry's and stuff like that. Those are annoying to go against. They're, like, I think they're poorly designed. I think they shouldn't be in the game. I think they need to be taken out because they're just unfun to go against. But that's not really toxic. That's just something in the game. Honestly, this gen setup with this coverage right here from this staircase is really dirty.
So, the playstyle, would you say the same for survivors as well? That is just the player that makes the perks toxic and not the perks themselves?
Where did you go, the way? Yeah. Yep. Alright. I think
Because
that's
I know a lot of killers will call decisive and unbreakable toxic, but not you, right?
No, I don't think it's toxic.
Gotcha.
I do not think it's toxic, but you know, it is an annoyance. There's a lot of things that I don't like about this game that I think are annoying and that shouldn't be in the game or that should be changed. But no, I think it's more of how the survivor you know interacts and plays the game and what they do.
I would
But
actually,
I mean, even if they do point and even if they do teabag, like that's just them having fun, you know. And you gotta realize that at some point that these are players like you and me, like they're just having fun their own way, you know.
Okay. Well, you said there are some things that you don't like or things that shouldn't be here. What can you tell me? What are some examples that like you think are like either they shouldn't be here or just too annoying to deal with constantly?
Scratch Mirror Myers.
Scratch your Myers.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Like it's literally not fun. If you don't have Spine Show, you literally will not win the game. Because you know Myers has all the power. You don't. There's no power you have aside from a perk that I would say most people don't even run. So.
Okay, and what is
there's like literally nothing you can do.
What does it do exactly?
What? Spine Show or
Yes.
Scratch Mirror Myers?
Yeah.
Spine Show basically, like if a killer's looking in your proximity, if a killer's looking in your proximity, you get an alert. That tells you that they're nearby.
Oh wow. Okay, and
It's really good. It's actually one of my favorite perks.
yeah, but you don't think it should be allowed in the game, or too annoying?
What, Spine Show?
No, the Scratch Mirror.
Oh no, I think it's poorly designed. I think it needs to be taken out. My opinion.
Des, why
Not
are you adding all
everybody-
these
I
block
mean-
terms? What the heck? Sorry, Des is adding all these terms to be blocked right now. Alrighty then. Okay. Sorry, you can continue on to what you were saying.
No, that's all I gotta say. Like I despise Scratch Mirror Myers.
Okay. And what? Another question for you is, what got you to play Killer in the first place?
Just no. There's a lot of diversity in the powers and the killers and stuff like that.
Did you start out as Survivor
different
first or
techniques.
Killer first?
I probably played Survivor first, cause no. Yeah, I forgot really. I forgot. It's probably Survivor first, but
And then you just saw the Killer has more variety and potential.
yeah.
Gotcha. Damn, that Jane missed it just barely. do you have like what else do you think is not really needed to be here in the game?
Honestly, I can't think. I can't think of the top of my head, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
I honestly can't. I honestly can't give an answer to that because it's like, I mean, I know people are mostly gonna say like decisive and unbreakable, but yeah, I'm not that part. I'm not in that camp. Yeah, you want to get in this locker way? Thank you.
Because I mean, there are like I know there's perks like decisive or unbreakable that people would say that it's toxic and needs to be removed, but I mean, we all know that that's not really the case. Those perks is just a slight advantage for survivors, just as well as like maybe, you know, like other perks that survivors say is toxic, like the ruin and undying. It's just perks that keep an advantage for them.
Yeah, no, I mean like. I would say there's a lot of perks in this game that definitely should be looked into, but and I feel like a lot of the stuff in this game have some sort of oversight. Like what was I gonna say? Oh, okay, so Bubba's chainsaw. I went up against this recently. So when so Bubba, you know, he revs his chainsaw, he breaks pallets. I went up against this guy that. As soon as he broke the pallet, immediately as soon as he broke the pallet, he was able to chainsaw again, and I couldn't make it to a pallet. So, like, what are you gonna do? Like, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot get to the next pallet. You can't do anything. So that seems to me like an oversight. Like, I don't think not that many people know you can do that as Bubba, but it's. I don't know. I feel like that shouldn't be in the game. Like, I feel like survivors should have like the opportunity to get away from that. I don't know. So, but I don't know. I don't know. There's like, you know, like there's a lot of things that we can talk about for sure. But there's a lot, and if you have something specifically we could talk about, I would like to talk about it. But.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking you if you have anything specifically, because I'm here just to listen. Like, what are your critiques? What are your grievances on the game? What do you think is wrong with it? Like, I want to know so we can, like, at least be in the conversation together, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of things in this game, like, probably too much for one segment like this, but. All I'm gonna say is this: like, killers can still win, even with all these perks. Like, even with these, you know, survivors running decisive and unbreakable. Like, killers still have some sort of. They have some sort of. They have things they can do in the game to help them out. But yeah, you better drop that. But you know, they can slug. They can do all of this thing. But
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so
I don't know. That's I'm sorry if I'm answering that poorly. Like I'd say the reason why I'm having a tough time with that question is because like there is a lot of things, but I know that I know that my opinions are not necessarily the most popular, and this is just through my personal experience with this game. I know automatically people's answers are gonna be like, oh, you know, DS and Unbreakable, they need to be fixed, yada yada yada. And I think my thing is that I don't know how to really rationalize it, because I think to a certain extent, like, I think, like, in my opinion, Unbreakable is fine, especially when it comes to the killers that like to overt slug and stuff like that. I really hate slugging. I really do. Now, I'm not against the slugging in the sense that you slug to punish people. No, I actually like that. But when it comes to killers that, like, let's say nurses and spirits and sometimes Bubba, that they can just slug without any really consequence because they know that they can, and survivors can't do nothing without a perk Unbreakable, like, that's when I have a problem. Like that's when I have a problem, because you can't do nothing as survivor. You have to sit there being slugged on the floor, and maybe you could, you know, maybe you could DC, but I don't want to DC. I don't want to get that penalty. So yeah.
So they're just like slight
Um,
or hindrances for survivors. Would you say?
Yeah, you know, like I don't really like I don't really know how else to say it, but like I respect both sides a lot, so I don't really want to say one side is like I don't really want to be for one side, but there are obvious problems which I'm not going to ignore. Like I know DS and Unbreakable is pretty broken. Like I know you're pretty much invincible. You either pick up and eat the DS or you let them slug but they get themselves back up. Like I get that. That is annoying. That can potentially lead to a loss. Like I understand that. But I think individually by themselves, you know, at least Unbreakable I'm fine with. DS, I don't know, because I feel like people can weaponize DS against you, you know, get into a locker and stuff like that. And of course, survivors are gonna say, oh, you shouldn't open the locker. You should just, you know, eat the DS, yada yada yada. But I don't know if they understand it. They probably do. Most of these survivors, they're not stupid. You know, they know what they're doing. So of course they want you to eat the DS. They get off, they loop you some more, or maybe you switch off, but it doesn't matter because that person can get back on a generator and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't think like it's any fault of the perk necessarily. It's just that survivors really know how to use these perks well. Like they know their strong suits, they know what's weak, and they'll use them effectively. You know, so I don't know.
All right.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of problems in this game, and it's not just perks. Me personally, I don't think perks are the problem.
They're not.
Honestly, I think, in my opinion, the problems are in the killers. Most of the killers in this game are pretty weak. So, like, and I had this conversation with my friend. Like, I don't think any problem with the game is just one-dimensional. Like, it's not just because of the perks. It's a lot of things. It's the killers themselves. It's the maps. It's you know, a little bit of the perks too. Like I'm not saying like perks are a part of it, but it's not the whole thing. Like perks are not the whole picture of what's wrong with the game.
Yeah. Okay. So we're already halfway. Like I'm only gonna do this for another hour and a half, just so we can have a good 3 hours for the stream, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So we're gonna get into, I would like to say, this final section, where is that I'm gonna call this section the individual conference section. Okay.
Okay.
So this.
Oh, by the way, my bad. So I just wanted to get the I'm not. Sorry if I came off a little bit aggressive or anything like that. I promise I'm not mad or anything. I'm just like, you know, when I feel like I'm not vocalizing it well, like I'm not the best talker, so you know, it's. You know, I'm not the best talker when it comes to these things, so like I'm not really in tune with rationalizing stuff. But like I said, I don't just to put a nail on this. Like, yeah, I don't think the problems with this game are one-dimensional or anything like that. I just, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no.
And I'm not angry or anything like that. It's just, you know, that's just the way I am. Like, so I hope everybody knows where I'm coming from.
Nah, man, we're loving the passion. As long as you're giving me the energy for these questions, answer them how you wish. Like the fact you're playing matches right now, so not only are you entertaining both your audience and my audience with the gameplay, but also you're actually giving me the time and us the time and patience to answer the questions as best as you can. So you're doing perfect, man. Like I'm not taking any offense or anything. I'm loving the answers you're giving. We're doing fantastic. All right.
Oh, sounds good.
Cool. So this section of this, where we're just starting, is where I'm gonna bring up a specific either survivor or killer, and I want you to tell me just like how you feel about them. What are the negative critiques about them? What are some stuff that's good about them, etc., etc. Is that cool?
Ooh, what's my 3 gen? Oh yeah.
Okay. So now I'll start off with talking about the individual first, and then we'll work our way from there. So first killer that we're gonna go for We're gonna start with the original. We're gonna go with Trapper, and anyone who still hasn't played the game for any reason or doesn't know about the Trapper. Trapper basically has his M1 and his special abilities that he can set down these bear traps that can trap people if they get hit on it. You can have one at a time, I believe, or two at a time if you have an add-on. And there's like four bear traps just scattered around the map, I would say, normally. Is that correct?
Yeah, he can only have like one trap. And yeah, he can have one trap with no add-ons.
Okay. So
and yeah, I forgot. I don't know how many traps there are on the map at all times. Oh, okay. Oh, DC, love to see it.
That's how you get the DC. Just smack him fast.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you're pretty much right.
Okay. So first off, on the Trapper, do you think he's like a pretty decent killer for new players, or more for experienced players?
I think he can be okay. He's not the best killer by any means. Actually, I think he's one of the worst killers. But I mean, he could be decent. You know, you place a trap, somebody steps on it, and you get them injured. And if you're right nearby, you can get like you can grab them for a free hook, or yeah, you can grab them for a free hook, or you can hit them. And if you have Save the Best Flash, you can get Save the Best for last stacks and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think Trapper is one of the worst killers. He has no map pressure. If he doesn't have, you know, if you don't have any traps by your 3 gens, you gotta play like heavy with your 3 gens.
Okay, so so you're saying a Trapper is more for like maybe experienced veteran killer mains?
I mean, he's you know part of the like he was part of the main game from the get go. So I mean, no, he's you know oh shit, was that a dead art? No, I would say he was like you know he's meant for the. What am I trying to say? He's like he's one of the original killers. So like he was meant there, like he was there to be meant to be played by you know a majority of people because you know he was there from the get go. But now when it comes to like placing his traps and stuff like that, you know, I mean that like with any killer, you're gonna need to take time to fill them out. You know, you're gonna need to you need to put the time into them to be like, okay, this is where you place the traps. You know, this is where you place the traps. This, you know, like these spots are better for his traps and stuff like that. So any killer, you're gonna need to take time to fill them out. But yeah, that was not that hard. Yeah, I know. But no, like you know, there's potentially if you use Trapper, you may not get any traps. Sometimes you know, he doesn't have map pressure. He is an M1 killer. He has to. You know, he has to hit people with his weapon to get them injured. Yeah. And like you're very you have to rely on your traps a lot. You do. And there's potential you may not ever get someone trapped. So I took it upon myself to play Basement Trapper, which is possibly the more fun way to play Trapper. And I mean things can go really bad. Like if you're having a really rough game. Oh my god, is she gonna get a head pop? Hold up, let me see this. But yeah, no, I took it upon myself to play Basement Trapper. It's more fun. Things can go really bad for survivors really fast. So, I don't know. I think Trapper is just very... He just relies heavy on if you get the most... If you get traps or not. If you get people stuck on those traps. But no, I think, you know, I think he could be a good player for everyone to try out. Because at the end of the day, if someone steps in your trap, you know, you did something good. You placed a good trap. Okay. Or you placed a trap that they weren't expecting.
And now, would you say that he's one of the worst killers because he's limited, or just because it takes more time to get better with him?
I just think his power is just it has to do more so with the survivor than your skill, because you can place the best traps, but I mean, if they're able to separate, if the survivors are able to separate the generators on one side, or yeah, if they're able to separate the generators, and like let's say you set up on one side, like you're pretty much not gonna get any value from your traps, you know. So he's you know, yeah, there's potential for you not to get any value from your power. And he has no map pressure, he can't get around the map fast, and stuff like that, so... Don't get me wrong, some people, I mean, if you have some of his best add-ons, you could definitely do something, 100%. But I'd say if we're talking about his base kit, he's not that great.
Gotcha. Alright, and what are some things you would say, if any, some notes that could help improve the killer?
Give him an extra trap. Yeah, that like what Ott said, Hot Starva. Shout out, like he's one of the people I go to play trappers. So, yeah, like definitely give him an extra trap to start off with, so he can already have like, what is it, 2 traps in his hand, so he can start placing down. I don't know what else. I mean, I've heard people tinker with the idea with being able to travel from trap to trap. That could be interesting. I don't know how it would look like, but you know, we can get like some sort of Freddy, Jason vibes from like Friday 13th. I think with one of his power, he can like, or I think it's Jason as a whole. He can travel around the map, just like pick a spot, you travel there. It could be an interesting idea to tinker with. You know, you place a trap, you're able to, you know, you can teleport to there, or from trap to trap, however they want to do it. It could be interesting. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Maybe increase the setting speed a little bit, so you can maybe do a little bit of a chasing trapper if you really wanted to. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm waiting. Like, I actually messaged Ostarlo for this kind of series as well, so hopefully one day I can actually get him on the show.
Oh, for sure. I can see this series taking off a lot.
Really?
Like I think I can see this taking off.
Thank you, man.
You know, you just gotta keep at it, consistent, and no, you'll be able to, you know, talk to as a Monto and Fun Goose and whoever else. Oh God.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, like one day I can get this show to take off, but I'm still just starting out, so I'm waiting at least a dozen episodes before I feel I might be adequate enough to interview a legend like Ostarva or Monto.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure you'll get there, man.
Thank you.
You're doing good work.
Thank you, I appreciate that, man. All right, so ending with the Trapper, how would you rank him? Like, I would say, since, let's see, I'm seeing how many killers there are. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Okay, so there's 22 killers. How would you put him on that list? Would you put him on the bottom of the list or top for Trapper?
Yeah, I'll put him in the bottom.
Bottom, gotcha. Alright, so Trapper, bottom tier list. He is the killer for everyone that could try out, so you get a feel of a killer, but he is limited in terms of toolkit and chases and map pressure. So unless you really want to try Trapper, he is kind of bottom tier list, everyone in the chat. Okay. Alright, next one to ask you, we'll go with the Demogorgon.
Oh, the demo puppy. No, he's very fun. I would say he's pretty flexible, but like he's pretty much like the pig. He can be flexible, but he's not great at one thing. You know, like he's kind of like a jack of all trades, like pig. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so he's a jack of all trades. What is the limited factor for him to? No worries, Lintar.
I don't. Oh my god, I got stuck.
But yeah, what would you say is the Demogorgon's limiting factor in being the best killer?
I don't know, to be honest. Like it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Like like I guess he doesn't have any like gen defense, you know. So you have to rely on your chase potential.
Okay. And everybody, I'll give you a quick second to keep chasing. Everybody in the chat right now, Demogorgon has his regular M1 attacks, and then he has a lunge attack, which he can.
And he has a shred. So yeah, he's very like you have to be. He's one of those killers where like you have to be in tune with his kit.
So you really have to synergize with how he plays.
Yeah. You have to be very good with his kit, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Are there any cons to playing Demogorgon, if there are any?
His shred. You gotta be very
Oh.
Wait, okay. Sorry. I'm actually going up against my friends here, and they're actually pretty good. So this is gonna be kind of an intense match. I'll probably still lose at the end of it, but I'm trying.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like, you know, like Demogorgon is very, you know, you have to be very good with your, you know, your shreds. You can't just use it willy-nilly, because you're probably going to lose because of it. Because you do suffer a penalty when you do hit the wall and stuff like that. So, like, you know, you just have to be, you just have to really work on your shreds and make sure that they're landing when they need to land and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Aside from that, I think Demogorgon can be very good in the right hands, but you know.
And the shred ability, that's his lunge attack, where he just makes distance, or.
The shred. Yeah. What happened? What was the question?
Like you said, like when he uses his shred ability to hit the wall, is that his lunge attack? Is that his distance closer attack?
That's that's his main attack. That's his shred ability is M2. That's what he uses to end chases quickly, or at least zone, or possibly zone people and stuff like that.
Okay. And how do you feel about his teleporting ability as well?
It can be alright, you know. It can be alright. I mean, it is something for him to create, you know, create map pressure. But from my experience, like, what was it? In my experience, like, people rarely get the are really able to put the portals down that fast. So, or you know, like set up for the portals. So it can be a little hard to really navigate the portal. I'd say that's probably one of, aside from his shred ability, like being able to like knowing when to put portals down and where to put portals down are probably one of the hardest things, I feel like, because you know, hold up, sorry, this is intense, and I know I'm gonna lose this, and
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're all watching the intensity of the match right now, so we're joining you in this sweat match.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like putting the portal down and stuff like that can be really tough. Or, you know, just like knowing when to put them down effectively, which spots to put them down, yeah.
So you would say one of the biggest negative effects of the Demogorgon is his portals is not being able to activate them fast enough, or being able to use them properly?
Yeah. I'll say it's probably one of the hardest ones, like where to put it, when to put it, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So would that be a way to buff the Demogorgon? Would be a way just to like make sure he can teleport faster, maybe have instant teleports if the right add-ons were placed?
See, I don't know. I like, I never really like thought about Demogorgon too hard, because I feel like he's a solid killer, like Pig. You know, Pig is not OP, but she's not bad. She's okay. Like, I feel like it's the same thing with Demogorgon, but I never really thought about Demogorgon the same way I think about Pig. I mean, I guess one cool buff would be like to already have portals set up from the get-go.
Yeah.
But you know, like I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so you're saying that if when the match started, there's already teleporters around the map, that would be helpful for the Demogorgon?
Yeah, that could be one thing.
Be one
Damn,
thing.
this pallet's not used. You're not gonna use the pallet? Okay.
Okay, so then, would you say that the Demogorgon then is a higher tier killer then?
Yeah, I'd say he's one of the killers that takes time to yeah, yeah, like I would say like Demogorgon is the one that you kind of have to put like some time into
Hmm. Gotcha.
if you want to get like proficient with him.
Hmm.
Because I don't think he's a killer you can just pick up a play. You do have to put some time into him.
Okay. So then, final score for him, 1 out of 10, Demogorgon. Or actually, we didn't even do that for the last one. Where would you put him in that list? Since we have Trapper on pretty low on the killer list, where would you put the Demogorgon?
I would put him in the mid tier list, maybe like high, like I would put him like maybe. Oh my god, I got stuck there. I wouldn't put him mid tier. I'll probably put him like maybe near low tier, getting into the mid tier, probably around there. Cause he still has some. Oh my god.
Did y'all just get in your way? Damn, they really got you stuck.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Oh well.
So are you gonna at least get 1 kill in this match?
No, I'm probably not gonna get 1 kill.
Alright, so you said mid tier, so I would say like rank 13 or 13, 14 on the list.
Yeah, maybe around there. Yeah, I'm gonna go look for Hutch.
Okay, so we would say, so I would say then Trapper is maybe like 19, 20, Demogorgon 13, 14 then on your list.
Yeah,
kills?
around there.
Okay. Alright, so from there we'll go to the next killer. We'll go for Legion.
I could break down doors. Legion, yeah, I would say like mid tier as well, like in the same tier, like like low to mid, maybe on the lower side.
Lower
you
tier.
know?
Okay, and why is he lower tier than compared to Demogorgon?
Because he doesn't really have any anti-looping. He has to really rely on, you know, just his ability to mind game, and against good survivors, they're gonna make it very tough for the killer to they're gonna make it very hard for the killers to yeah, like, you know, be able to get them.
Okay, and what would you say might be able to help out the Legion anyway? Is there like, do you think it might be just increasing the duration of his blood effect, or just his speed of slashing, or what do you think might be some small notes that could help him out?
I don't know. I've been thinking about Legion recently, and I'm pretty sure somebody said this about like how he used to be before, but I would like to see something more done with his M2 attack, his ability to like injure somebody, you know, vault, injure somebody, you know, mending. I would like to see something where like he can down people even with his M2 instead of like just keep on making them mend more, just to help him out with his anti-loop. Like maybe that's, I'm pretty sure people said that was the way before, and that's why they nerfed him. I'm not really too sure if that's the way he was before. Like that's what I've heard. But I think something like that. Like I think he needs something in terms of his anti-looping. But I don't think his, you know, because his power is really strong. Like Legion's power is really strong, able to get people injured quickly. But that's all it's used for. And I would like it I would like to see it be used in more of a being able to end chases.
Okay, so
yeah.
maybe making it to where there's an add-on where if you hit someone more than 2 times, they go down, maybe, or like more than once, they go down. Like on the bleeding.
Wait, this
version.
was a this was an add-on question?
No,
Or
no,
is
I'm
that-
just
'cause
asking,
I would like
like-
to see this. I would like to see this in main kit, to be honest.
Oh, so you want this just to be a natural main kit?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want it to be something natural. Yeah.
Okay.
When I usually talk about killers, I usually talk about in a sense how can I make them stronger at base,
Hmm.
and then add-ons. They're just add-ons. Yeah, they can they can definitely help out for sure.
Yeah,
They do
because-
help out, but.
Because I say it as an add-on because I know the game or like the Dead by Daylight devs will not make that kind of stuff a natural capability of the killer, but maybe just as an add-on, so at least you have to work have to work a little bit to get that result, you know?
Yeah, no, well, when when we start talking about killers and stuff like that, I rarely look at the add-ons. But maybe that could be an add-on. That's a way to make them stronger, and add-ons do make killers stronger for sure. But I like to look at them at base kit, and see how we can make them stronger. But yeah, he just doesn't have any anti-looping, and I feel like a pretty good chunk amount of the killers don't really have anti-looping. Like Trapper's considered anti-looping, but not in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Like he can anti-loop, but he has to prep for that. Like he has to prep for his kills and stuff like that. So
Okay. So.
and then you may never get a trap. But with Legion, like he has to go through every pallet. There's no way around it. He has to work for his skill, which I don't mind that. That's one of the reasons why I like Legion, but it's also one of his downfalls because you do have to work for it. Some killers don't have to work that much, like
Yeah.
Freddy and Spirit and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to work that much. You just put down a snare, you get them. You just look at them as Spirit, you get them. Like sometimes you don't even have to move as Spirit. You can just look at them and they'll do random shit on their own.
Yeah, with Spirit, people would just kind of start to freak out and then like run
Yeah.
towards you when they think you use your power.
Yeah, so
That's funny. Freaking Lame Tart has both our streams on, yours for quality and me for the questions. And also, you can end the share play on your stuff if that's hurting the internet, since we're not even using the share play.
that hit? Wow. Sorry, is SharePlay on? I didn't even realize SharePlay was on.
That way, like, so it could help you out in terms of internet connection, since we're not using that.
No, yeah, I probably should. I'll do that after.
Yeah, no worries, no
After
worries.
this match.
Okay, so just for Legion, if they can just change his special ability so he can at least down people instead of just making him bleed, that's one note you would say to improve him?
Yeah. I would like something like that. Are they gonna do it? Probably not.
Stream's good.
Like I don't think Legion is like horrible, but that's definitely one of his main problems for sure. He just has no anti-looping.
Okay. Alright, and you said like
Oh,
lower
there's no
tier
obsession.
on him, so like he is better than Trapper, you would say, right?
Legion, yeah.
Okay, so if Trapper's like 1920, I would say Legion might be 16, 17 in the list. 15 maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, there is an obsession. Fuck, bro. I didn't. Why did you just do that? Why did David just dead hard like right in front of me?
Why did he?
you okay,
What is he doing?
Why did David just do that? I have no idea why he did that. I didn't even realize there was an obsession. Whoops.
Oh man, that David just wanted to catch your attention, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
David are such funny players.
Yeah. Next one on the list, we'll say the Doctor.
Yeah, man. After the buff they did, he's really strong.
He's really
Like
strong.
he's stronger than he was before. I should say that because he's not like overly strong, but yeah, he's stronger than what he was before.
Okay. And
He gets a
what
lot
makes
of
him
good
strong,
information, anti-looping. Okay, you're dead. Yeah, good anti-looping, good information. Um, he has he has a little bit of built-in gen pressure with his tier madness and stuff like that. So
Yeah, his sanity.
yeah, he definitely has it all. Obviously, he doesn't have the map pressure. You know, he has to walk everywhere, but those can sort of make up for it for sure. And yeah, I think he's a solid killer. He's definitely one of the more stronger killers than the killers that you mentioned today for sure.
Gotcha. But you don't like playing as Doctor.
I do like playing as Doctor. Yeah.
You don't like playing.
I enjoy it.
You do? Okay. Nice. And so, is there anything they even need to improve on him then, or is he just already a solid killer as it is?
No, he's solid. They should leave him the way he is. Yeah, Doctor can definitely do some damage.
Okay.
In the right hands, he could definitely do some damage.
Gotcha. And how would you put him on the list? How we have a lower tier, higher tier?
Probably like I don't know. Hold on. Like, this Jake is feeling himself a little too much.
No worries.
So like, can I use a grade system instead of a tier list, like by numbers? If you want, you can, like, I guess, translate it.
Yeah,
on
sure.
your end.
So we can just do 1 out of 10 if you want.
Yeah, we'll put them. Yeah. Oh, you just want to do the 1 to 10 system instead?
Yeah, that way you can just make it. It would be simpler
Oh,
for both of us.
probably like 7, 8 around there.
Okay. So if we're gonna do it that way, then I would say loop trappers like.
I haven't been putting traps. What am I doing?
6. And you said 7 or 8 for Doctor?
Yeah, around there.
Okay. Alright. So next one we'll go for is a Freddy.
A tier.
A tier?
He literally has everything you can possibly think of.
Okay, and now I know he's definitely solid. There should be some things. What do you think might be some stuff that they have to do to just nerf him a little bit, because he is just a little
nerf
OP.
him?
Yeah.
I think something. I think it would be a cool idea to tinker around with if his. I think it'd be a cool idea to tinker around with if they do something with his snares. Maybe a bit of a cooldown. Maybe give him. Maybe give him something like he kind of has to prepare. Well, no, because then I guess he will be the same as Trapper, maybe. Just a little bit better. But something with the snares. Definitely something with the snares. 100%. I don't know what it is. Maybe a cooldown so he doesn't just spam it and chase. Because I know that's one of the main complaints that people complain about.
Okay, so you don't think that
But yeah,
they should
something with the snares.
decrease the duration of how long you're slowed down with those snares?
That's never really crossed my mind.
Because I mean, like,
mean,
those snares
maybe.
can slow you down a good while before you.
Yeah,
can
they
run normal
can. I mean, yeah, that could be something they can toy around with. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Anything else in his tool set that might seem a little OP to the average player?
That's too OP to the average player. Well, right now they do need to fix a bug with him, which is pretty stupid in my opinion. Where they do need to fix the bug. Like when you're on a generator, you can't hear him coming for some reason. So they really need to do something with that, because it's very annoying that I can't like hear him when I'm on a generator. Like, I don't know what it is, but they need to do something about that. But I don't know. In terms of like his power, like I'd say look into the snares. Look into the snare usage.
So snare usage, and so you said A tier. So are we gonna give Freddy like 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10?
Yes. Like 9, 10, yeah.
Okay. So that is 9 out of 10 for Freddy. Next one on the list will go with the Plague.
The Plague.
Mm-hmm.
No, Plague is an interesting one. Like, how can I say this? Like, I think a lot of people overestimate her. Like, I don't think she's as good as people think she is, but she can be alright in the good hands. But again, the same thing with Trapper. Maybe a little bit better than, well, better than Trapper, but
Yeah.
like her power is reliant on the fact that it's up to the survivors whether she gets full use of her power or not. So if nobody cleanses, she doesn't get to use her second ability, which is to you know, use the corrupted pool, and she's able to actually like physically like injure you. Like she can put you into the dying state, because she can put you into the dying state with her vomit. But the thing is, with her corrupted vomit, she can hit you over pallets, she can hit you over obstacles, over jungle gym. Like she can hit you through almost everything. She's like Huntress but on crack, in a way, because her projectile can go like horizontal. So imagine it's like, imagine Plague, but she can like just imagine if Huntress can throw 3 hatchets in a row type thing. Like, yeah, it's that powerful, her corrupted vomit. But yeah, like I said, her power is very reliant on what the survivors do. So
Okay. Does the Plague
that's
only
why
get corrupt if they cleanse?
if they cleanse, oh, also, you know, there's one pool on the field. So, you know, they did that, like, that was one of her more recent buffs. So she does get a free pool if she chooses to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of OP, not gonna lie.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I just think she's not that most. I don't think she's as powerful as people claim or think she is. But I mean, if they start cleansing, oh boy, you know, there's gonna be some mayhem. Like, she can really do some damage.
Okay,
Oh, by the way, she can also hit more than one person with her projectile.
yeah.
So
She can. So would you? So you're saying that she's a weaker killer than most say, or a stronger character than most say?
I would say low B.
Low B. Okay.
Low B, high C.
Low B, high C. So
If we're going
putting
from so I like my tier list C through S, I think. Oh, DT. Yeah, I would put her high C, high B, just because like her power just relied on the fact that it's dependent on if people cleanse or not.
Okay, but now that they have a free, now that she has a free corrupt will, she can very easily take everyone down, right?
Well, it doesn't last for long. You know, she does have duration on the pool.
And do you know, like, how long does it normally last, would you say, for a Plague on the corrupt pool?
I forgot. At base, I think it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
30, 40. Wow. Man, so you have to at least work
Around
on
there.
a gen, have it halfway through for her to be done, huh?
What happened?
So you have to at least have, like, be working on a gen, and halfway through is when she runs out, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that long. You like you can extend it with add-ons, but usually the duration add-ons is not the way to go. There are like Apple add-ons, so you can put more pools on the field. So you can have like 2, or if you put 2 apples, you get 3 pools, corrupted pools on the field. So,
My God.
but still, I still stand by my point. If you don't have like some of her top tier add-ons, like, she's very weak. And I mean, like, yeah, you can possibly put them in a perpetual state of, like, you know, them always injured if you have them all infected, but
Okay.
I still think she's weaker than people realize.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Should they
want my
update
killer.
her
I want
or
my
buff her in
killer.
any way?
I don't know how that would look like, to be honest. I don't know, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think she could still be very strong. She's a weird one. Like, she can be very strong in the right hands,
Hmm.
but I still think she's weaker than what people think she is. Like I said, just because it depends on the survivors and what they do.
Hmm. Okay. The question I asked though is, do you think they need to update or buff her in any way? Like, if
Yeah,
they should.
I know, and I'm trying to like I don't think so. I don't think they need to, but I just can't. I don't want to say yes because I don't know what they would they would need to do. Like, I don't know how they would buff her, because I feel like if they do buff her, it might be a little too strong, and obviously they don't need to nerf her because I think, you know, well, I think she's pretty weak as is, but
Yeah.
she might be fine the way she is. I know some people have their specific playstyles with her, but I don't think she needs anything per se.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't want to say anything like too concrete.
Hmm. Yeah. No
Yeah,
worries.
Plague is but honestly, Plague is a weird one for me. Plague is honestly a weird one because she could be very strong. If people start cleansing and all this, very strong. But when people are not cleansing, and also if you didn't know, she can also like if everybody cleanse on the field, which I don't know if you'll ever get to that point. It happened to me one time. If everyone cleanses at different pools, she automatically gets her power, and every pool on the field gets reset. See, that's something I would probably like to change. Maybe it's very insignificant in the grand scheme of Plague, but I feel like if everyone cleanses at each pool and they're still infected by the end of it, like, it shouldn't get rid of those pools, because now she gets her power. Like, if every pool is used, she gets her power, and every pool is cleansed. So like it basically resets. So like all the power she had throughout the map is gone, and I don't think it should be like that. But I guess good plagues are like, it doesn't matter because they'll use those pools. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotcha. Alright, and we did already get the rank for her as well. You said it was like a high C, low B for her, right?
Yeah, around there.
Gotcha. Alright. Says play for her. Next one we'll go to Clown.
Clown.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually yeah, underestimated killer. From my experience and what people say, they don't like to go against Clown because he can be very annoying in chase. He can actually end chases quickly, or if not, get rid of pallets. But if we're looking at him base kit, he doesn't have that many bottles. And when he needs to reload, it's like what, a 5-second reload. So like it takes him forever to reload. That's 5 seconds. That's 5 seconds worth of time on a gen. That's possible. Survivor can make it to another pallet if they want. I mean, you can always cancel the reload as Clown, but like if they wanted to, they could possibly get to an even stronger setup if they wanted to, or they could stay there and just wait for the Clown for those 5 seconds for Clown to reload. But he, you know, he can end chases pretty well, I would say. But still, no map pressure, long reload, not that many bottles, and overall, like, while I still think he is an underestimated killer, he can, you know, he can end chases. I don't think he against a good team he won't stand a chance at all. So yeah, like, you know, I would definitely put him like around C. I see maybe like, yeah, maybe like the mid C if there's anything like that. So yeah, he wouldn't be up there, but he's definitely not weak. But
So you would say he's a good killer to those who know how to use him. You would say.
I mean, he can get rid of pallets and possibly end chases quicker. I mean, he can end chases quickly, but I mean, yeah.
He can end chases quickly. Is that his main thing though? That he can just end chases quickly, or?
What?
Is that his like main advantage? Is that he can chase? He can end
Yeah,
chases quickly.
he can end change. He can end chases potentially quicker, but
Crap! For some reason, freaking Twitch
Oh,
is
that
lagging
hit.
for me right now. I don't know why.
but yeah, like he still played with a lot of other problems.
Okay. What are some problems that he's facing?
Oh shit, I messed up. Hold on. Dead hard. Okay. Uh, like I said, he just doesn't have that map pressure. And yeah, when he need, when he needs to, like, his power can be easily like run out. If you use all the bottles, you have to wait like 5 seconds, and yeah, it's it could be very damaging. Oh my god. But yeah, no, like he's played with the problems that most killers are played with. They just don't have map pressure.
Gotcha.
And then that goes into
Three
gun pressure
cheeks.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hello, Slap Nuts. Welcome to the stream, man. Still just interviewing Game Killer right now. Okay, sorry. Like I'm trying to listen at the same time though. The stream is like lagging right now, or at least the Twitch thing for me. So like I'm just getting random delays right now. But
Right.
I think I should be good. Okay. So you still said though he's like a C tier though, the clown?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any other like notes you want to add on about the clown? Maybe like anything else that they could fix with him?
Possibly look into his reload, and I think they're working on a buff for clown. Like they're working on a buff, so he could potentially be stronger. We'll see.
Okay, and like the buff on the reload speed, yeah, like she did say it takes a long time. There's not even add-ons help the
Yeah, there is add-ons. That's probably one of his best add-ons. There are some good add-ons you can put on clown. And one of them being his reload. There's also one you can give him that like makes him a bit more slower on the when you get hit by the bottle. Not hit by the bottle, but when you walk into the gas. Oh yeah, he has some pretty decent add-ons that can definitely bump him up in the tier list, but
just base form, he's not that good.
Yeah, base, nah, he's not that good.
Okay. And do you think like his slow pacing is another reason as to why he's not a good killer? Because he does walk hella slow.
His what?
His walk speed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, speed in this game, people take speed for granted, but I mean, being able to apply pressure on the map is, like speed does that. Speed in this game is like, like Nurse and Spirit, they can cover ground a lot. You got that hard. Yeah. But that's like most killers. Most killers in this game don't really have that map pressure like that.
Yeah, you're alright. A lot of killers do not have map pressure, and it's just mainly because the maps can sometimes be super huge, so they need to rely on other tactics, which would bring up their special abilities. But there are certain killers, sadly, that have a harder time than most. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Who would you say is the killer that has the worst map pressure? Absolute worst map pressure?
Probably Trapper.
The Trapper, just because he can only have one trap at a time and place it down.
Yeah, I mean he needs to set up, like the reason for that being is that he needs to actually set up his traps if he wants to get value from his traps. So that wastes time, and then on top of that, by that point maybe like 2-3 generators are gone, depending on how efficient the survivors are. And at that point, you just need to rely on Snowball. Like that's what That's what I think Trapper is, a snowball killer, meaning that they have to rely on getting downs very quickly in rapid succession, or else they're not going to, yeah, they're not gonna have a good time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait, let me,
Alright, so
go check this channel.
stopping the digressing from the killer conversation. Next killer we're talking about is Ghostface.
I think Ghostface is another underrated killer. He's, again, not strong against good Swifts. And by the way, most of my perspectives is good Swifts. So, yeah, but like mainly when I talk about it, it's because like I usually, it's also from experience, from what I've seen and stuff like that. Yeah, they can be very, oh god. Yeah, yeah, so this is all from my experience, stuff like that. Like, they're not that strong, but Ghostface, I think he's underrated. He has a lot of potential to end chases very, very quickly. Because of his stalking. Oh, I have seen you, Feng. Yeah, because of his stalking, getting that exposed effect on, he can get rid of pallets too. Yeah, so he can get rid of pallets, yeah, and get rid of pallets and or end the chases quickly. But like I said, he has no map pressure, and even though he is a stealth killer, and you won't see him coming, like that doesn't mean anything against a good Swift. He still has to walk around, he still has to M1 people, and he has no really anti-looping, except for his crouch. But again, his crouch is just, his crouch is there to it ends chases quickly. It can, but like it's mainly there to throw it off. It's not the same like Pig's ambush ability, where she gets a huge momentum of speed when when she's trying to anti-loop somebody. So pretty much, if you don't have like, I don't know, like save the best for last or something like that on Ghostface, like, or like at least Sloppy to keep them like in a state where they're one shot, like you probably won't have a good time with Ghostface.
Alright, so what are some things you would like either critique or you would want to improve on as Ghostface?
Oh, this is perfect question. Make it so that he can get his stock faster. 100%, I would really love that, so he can get his stock faster. Cause at base, it's like what, 30. I forget what it is. I think it's like 30 seconds. Like that's ridiculous. That's like stupid.
Yeah.
With add-ons, he can be alright. Like with his double recharge, is probably like his best, and.
You hear someone?
My bad.
No, you're okay.
Yeah. So like with his double recharge, he can be decent. He definitely moves up on the tier list, but like at base, it's really bad. So I would like to see that buffed. And I don't know what they would do for anti-looping. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what they would do.
Okay. And so final regard on him. Where would you place him on your tier list?
Probably high C.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most of these killers, unfortunately, they're not so hot.
So I put 6 on him. Okay, so now Lamtard has a few questions that we can ask you real quick. First one is, what's a new mechanic that you would like to see added for killers?
I don't know. Oh, wait. I know where Lame was going with this. Okay. And I think I've talked about this too. I would like to see more, I would like to see a universal power for every killer. This game, Identity V, which I played a little bit of on stream, and I think you saw a little bit of it too when you came in, Cheeks. They have this thing, it's universal, it's a universal power. So basically you can any killer can use this universal power. It doesn't matter what killer it is, they can use it. So Identity V has like a lot. There's like one for information. There's one called a blink where every killer can like blink through an object. At the cost of like I think it's like a 60-second cooldown or something. Yeah, I would like to see that. That can be kind of interesting. It can maybe do some wonders, you know, for killers. Oh, also there was one thing that they did recently with the with the blight events, where they gave everybody a you get it as an offering, you put it on, and basically after you get a hook, you get like an increased amount of speed, like the blight, like with the blight character, how he can like go pretty fast with his power. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So would you say that one way they can do that is maybe like they will remove offerings for killers, and instead it would just be like a special power up that you will see there instead, like it'll say a small dash increase or a small like UAV type of surveillance thing, and it has like a huge cooldown, but it's very powerful when activated. Would you like to see something like that, or? Yeah,
that would I would like that. I think that would be a cool addition to DVD for sure.
All right, so that is the first question from Lanetard in terms of the universal mechanic. Then he says, "What do you think about the breakable walls?"
I think I think it's fine. Oh, let me close this. Wait, yeah, I think the breakable walls are fine. It would be interesting if it could be interesting to see how Scott Junn also. By the way, I recommend everybody watch Scott Junn. I think he's very insightful. He recommended the idea instead of killers having to, instead of the unbreakable walls being there from the get-go, that survivors can put up the breakable wall themselves, so that it gives a little bit of how can I say this? There's a lot more I guess it's more of an emphasis on the survivor to like put it up than having the killer having to go out of their way for the killer to break it, because remember, this game is about time, so having to break the breakable wall wastes time, whether it's a second or two, however long it is. It's a time waster. So yeah, having the survivor be able to do it, like if they wanna be able to create that infinite or waste a lot of amount of the killer's time, they can put it up, and then and then it falls on the responsibility of the survivor to do it. But I mean, I like the breakable wall idea. I just think it could be very annoying as killer for them having to deal with the unbreakable walls and waste more time.
And now I'm gonna ask you part of a question that Lanetard has, but I'm actually gonna modify that question about it a little bit. So he's asking, how do you feel if they added breakable windows, to where I'm actually gonna modify that and ask you. So you're saying that like it'll be a nice opportunity if survivors can add the breakable walls, you're saying?
Yeah, instead of the breakable walls are already being there, it leaves it on the survivors to put them up themselves.
Yeah, so maybe like how you would say, like that could be a new added thing. Like they could add so many new mechanics to where they just leave like around the map, you could find these like wooden planks and nails, and if you picked it up, it would act like an item that you're carrying, and you can just build it yourself, and then that's where they can add perks and stuff to like help you decrease the duration or the cooldown it takes to build the walls. Like, do you think that would be a good idea for them to add LL4 and Dior?
Yeah, but that would have to be on.
Cheeks?
But they would have to take out breakable walls. Like, if they do that, then just have everything. Yeah, everything is broken. They have to put it up themselves. That will be fine. Because now it gives them a strategy in what they put up. If they want to only board up one very strong loop, and then we have to break we have to break that breakable wall again and again, that's their choice.
So yeah, like that.
But yeah, I
that
would
would
like
make
that.
sense though, just to take off all the breakable walls there is now, and then just give it the survivors that opportunity to do it instead. Yeah, because you both have a point, you and Lametard. It would help because then it would put more time on the survivors so they can be distracted from the generators, which will give you more time to chase them instead of trying to keep pressure on gens and not letting them do it so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that would be a good idea. Just I don't know how they would think about implementing that, or they even think about implementing that. You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm fine with it now. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but it is annoying when I'm like, okay, now I gotta break this breakable wall, and then it gives this person distance, and then I pretty much have to either drop the chase or I can keep chasing, but like, I already lost distance that I could have had if the breakable wall wasn't there. But if it was the other way around, like if survivors had to put it up and I'm like, oh, they put a good breakable wall that I have to break now, or else it's an infinite, meaning that if they keep running the same loop, it's gonna waste more of my time. I might be able to catch up with them, but it's gonna take me a very long time to get them. Then that's good on them because they recognize that that's a very strong breakable wall that they put up.
Yeah.
Instead of having it for like the killer. Oh, I mean, it might be fine the way it is. Maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side. Maybe it's fine the way it is. Maybe the other way it's gonna be a real bitch. But I don't know. It's something to think about. Like, I don't have a problem necessarily with the breakable walls. It's something Scott John mentioned, and I was like, maybe that could be a cool idea, or maybe it can backfire completely and people or survivors are gonna abuse the many things that they already abuse in the game as is. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. It's annoying more than anything.
Which is
Like a lot of things in this game, they're annoying.
Yeah, a lot of cons on here that get you this foul taste in your mouth sometimes. I understand.
Yeah, so
Alright, well, hopefully they could like ever watch this and then, you know, hopefully it'll work. And then Lamestar maybe add buildable windows. It would be more realistic because then the survivors would put up a plank or two and twist some screws or something so it doesn't make noise and the killer can break it or vault it. So what I would ask about that, the Lamestar, is that can we break it ourselves though as survivors still? Because if we're blocking a window, that's a window we're blocking. That's one less chance of escaping.
wait, we could break a breakable what?
Like, Lametar is suggesting adding breakable windows as well. And- so yeah, instead of just breakable walls, like breakable doors, he is saying they should suggest breakable windows. So instead of having full-on open windows, you can add some planks there to cover it up so the killer had to break them or something. But survivors are the one who prioritize the windows, not the killers. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's fine the way it is, and maybe the other way killer survivors are just going to, you know, keep abusing it. So I don't know. I mean, it can be a good idea, but
Oh wait, so Limtar, you're saying instead of like, what if we can make a window? Is that what you're saying? If we can like build like a little makeshift window through a wall, is that what you're saying, Limtar?
oh, survivors can make a vault that you can vault.
They can make their own vault windows, yeah. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know. How was the vault? I don't know. That's a weird idea. I know it's in the same vein, but it's a weird idea.
Yeah, he says like make a window at door frames, so like maybe instead of making buildable walls, it's buildable windows. Okay, so instead of just making buildable walls, you're making a buildable window. So instead of just running through it or covering it up completely, it's just a gap that you can jump over. Okay.
Wait, but can the killer break that or no?
Yeah, I think Lamtar says that the killer can also break that as well.
Can break? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because
I don't see a problem with that.
It would be an interesting concept, honestly. Like, imagine instead of like the killer shack where the god palette's at, and you put a window there, so then the killer had to choose of either just hopping over there and continuing the chase or breaking that window down. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a yeah. They can I guess they have the option to either make the breakable door or a window, right? So
Yeah, so like
yeah,
that's a really
I
interesting
wouldn't
concept.
mind that. Yeah.
That's a really good concept.
Yeah. So now there's options. I'm always cool with options. Yeah. Bring out more options.
Yeah, especially Lintar says that's more chances for more bamboozle plays, which you love.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna ask you one last question, and we'll get to the section I told you about earlier in the Twitter convo. Okay.
Right.
So last question is, how do you feel about bloodlust as a mechanic in the game?
I think it's fine. I hesitate. Like I know it's a hesitation. I think it's fine. I mean, look. If you're ever in a situation where like you need Bloodlust 3, you're probably not doing a very good job as killer. Just saying. I mean, if a killer wants to bloodlust you with tier 3 all the way until they catch you, they're wasting a huge amount of time. Because I don't know how many I don't know. I think it's every 15 seconds you get bloodlust, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I don't know. You're probably not doing a very good job. I don't mind bloodlust, to be honest, but it is annoying when you have to deal with it. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, so
Probably gonna lose.
how did you feel about that weekend where they experimented with no bloodlust? How did you feel about that?
I think that was a fun experiment. Of course, survivors were abusing that. I already had I know a few friends who were running certain builds.
Understandable, yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was fun. I mean personally, when I was playing killer, I didn't really notice a difference. To be honest, I was just doing my thing as usual because I don't really rely on bloodlust to get my downs. Like, or maybe, or like, yeah, like I said, I was fine. And if I do, I don't notice. Like, I don't notice that thing. Like, there's rarely a time where like I'm ever, you know, there's really a moment where when I'm ever thinking about, oh, I'm gonna bloodlust this. No, I don't do that.
Gotcha.
Can bloodlust help? Yeah, of course it can. That's what it's there for.
Do you think
to
it's a
help you in
necessary
phases.
perk or a necessary mechanic?
Sometimes it can be, depending on the loop. It can be.
Okay. So if they ever removed it, would that be the end of killer mains?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay. All right. So that was the last most important questions that we had there. So we're off to the final section that Lamethart knows and I enjoy. We're gonna call it "Why Would You Ask That?" All right.
Okay.
So, do you ever have a need or craving to kill people?
No. No.
Okay.
Like in real life?
Yes,
No.
real life. Yes.
No.
Okay. Does Dead by Daylight ever give you urges or those thoughts ever?
Wait, what was the question again?
Have the urges to kill someone?
No.
Okay, so Lantart's already saying no right now. He already knows. Now, do you think Dead by Daylight is a good example on how to kill people?
No.
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 Okay. So do you think Dead by Daylight could be a good way to satiate anyone who has the need or craving to kill people?
I would hope so. I would like, yeah. I guess I don't want people to die. So if they play DBD, they'll be fine.
So would you say there are people playing this game that use this as a medicinal form to calm themselves from murdering people?
Possibly, yeah, possibly, for sure.
Do you think any of the ways that these killers kill survivors in game are these any actual real versions to kill someone? Like, can you actually do this in real life and succeed?
I would say, well, I would say pig is probably one of the more, yeah. Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
So if you took notes of the how you play as a piggy main, you can easily kill someone in real life, no problem.
Yeah, I would say so for sure.
So now you see why I call this section. Why would you ask that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like these questions are to make you just a little uncomfortable, but at the same time, you are answering this as a normal person should. You know, I haven't got any red flags yet.
Yeah.
Good. I love these kinds of
Nah, I
questions.
mean, if you watch the if you watch the Saw movie, you know, it's definitely a thing. I would say pig is probably like, well, pig and Legion, I'd say, probably the most grounded killer in this game. Maybe Trapper too.
Okay.
So
All
not
right.
out of the realm.
Have you ever played at all any point in your life and finished a match thinking, God, I want to choke these people out?
Probably earlier, probably in like my early time playing DBD. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
For sure.
So would you say that we had to be more worried for newer killer mains coming into the gameplay, or more veterans that know how to kill someone?
I don't know. I don't know. And we're still down the rabbit hole of like killing people in real life, right?
Yes,
Or
this is
something?
still the rabbit hole of real
Okay,
life. This is not in game.
No, we should probably be scared for both, for sure. Yeah.
Scared for both. Okay. All right. Now, in game, do you think the newer player is the more dangerous kind because they're just more aggressive in terms of play style, or the more veterans that keep it calm and nonchalant when going into matches?
No, definitely the veterans.
Definitely the
100%.
veterans. Okay, because I mean, like, can you agree that there are some veterans in the Dead by Daylight community that shouldn't be called veterans?
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay, so this will be probably the last match of this interview. Okay.
Okay.
So we're ending the section of why would you ask that. Thank you for actually participating and answering those questions.
I'm at the first one.
You're not the first one. Like, all 3 episodes, I have always the killer main, so you're not singled out here, okay? So that'll be the end of that section. Since this is a match of the stream, the chance, like, I'm gonna ask if you can to try a different killer for this last that last minute variety.
But you know.
Yeah, no, you're doing really good as a pig. Like, we're enjoying that. Oh yeah, you had to leave. I'm sorry. I totally forgot you can't even switch the killer when you're in the lobby, huh?
Yeah, they changed that when they're trying to implement the MMR system.
That's a little dumb, I gotta admit. Okay, so who are you gonna play for us this last match?
Charlotte.
Oh, the twins. That's nice. I know a lot of people like watching the twins gameplay. Okay, and are you going the same perk build setup, or?
No, I'm going basic bitch meta. Roaring, Undying, Barbecue, and Sloppy.
Sloppy boogers.
Well, Sloppy is my perk choice. But yeah, like Roaring and Undying is the basic bitch build for killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Barbecue for the blood points, and Sloppy. Sloppy creates that pressure, and especially if somebody's trying to, especially the way I play Charlotte or Victor, it's kind of impossible to get the unhook. I do like to place Victor near the hook to give, you know, it puts pressure on them. If they're injured when they're going for the unhook, they're probably going to go down. If they're not, then I'll just attach them. I'll attach the survivor who's trying to get the unhook.
Gotcha. And everyone in chat, do not forget that you can still unhook people even with Victor on your back. So do not look like a potato trying to save someone.
Yeah, I've seen people not get the unhook. They like run away when they're not even injured or anything. They just run away with the bait with Victor on their back.
Yeah, like it's happened to me plenty of times on Bro tries to get me, gets the Victor on their back, and then runs away. And it's like, all right, looks like I'm just gonna die on the hook.
They don't understand, but yeah, for those who don't know, you can get the unhook with Victor on your back.
Okay, now as twins gameplay, do you do the same play style as Pig or?
No, actually, I probably play a little bit more scummier than I do Pig.
Really now?
Well, I try to put Victor on the hook. I buy the hook as best I can, so it's tougher on them to get the unhook.
Yeah, I got
Therefore,
that part.
creating more pressure.
Gotcha, but what else do you like? Do you not do the whole like 3-gen technique you do normally with Piggy?
Oh no, yeah, I do. I always like to distinct. I always like to see what my 3-gen is at before I start the game.
Gotcha. And so, do you are you when you after you look at the 3-gen, do you immediately let Victor out, or are you still just staying at Charlotte?
No, we're staying at Charlotte until I see somebody. Then I'll think about pulling out. It depends. Like I'll put Charlotte on a. Like I'll follow them until they get to a strong pallet or a pallet, and then I'll pull out Victor.
Hello. Oh, okay, I'll be right over. Hold on a sec. Okay. Alright, bet. No worries. Okay, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
I just got a quick package I got a quick pick up.
Fun. I think I got the fucking hide and go seek squad right here. Well, you just ran back to the pallet that you dropped, Jane. What are you doing? Alright, so are we protecting the gens at the bottom or the top? The bottom. At the top. Okay. Fuck, dude. Damn it. This map might not be too good for Victor and Charlotte. What are you doing?
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back.
Yo.
Okay, so how we're doing? We got someone with Victor, an injured survivor, and 4 gens. So with
By the way,
what's up?
if you crush Victor while he's on your back, it stops you completely. So don't ever do that. To anybody watching, don't ever do that in mid chase. You will go down.
Yeah, apparently that guy decided to just rip the Victor off him instead of waiting until he had a chance.
Yeah, they split up the gens pretty well. No, well, I still. So, Midwich is a weird map because there's not necessarily a 3-gen, but how I like to play it, I like to protect the generators, which, if there's more generators up top, I'll protect the generators up top. If there's more generators down, like, if I have a 3-gen, down or bottom is where I go. Down or up, that's where I go. Nancy, where did you go? Hello, Nancy?
Gotcha. So you prioritize
I would like to kill you.
the numbers, or I mean, not yeah, the numbers on each floor instead of just
Yeah, than just a particular 3-gen, because it's easier to manage.
Gotcha. And in an indoor map like this, is it easier for the twins to come up or to go against, or harder?
Repeat that, what happened?
In an indoor map like this, is it easier for the twins or is it harder?
I don't know. This is the first time I think I played with Victor on Midwich, so
Okay, well,
I think I'm not having the best time, to be honest.
yeah, so it's a little
Like,
harder.
it's a small map, so I should still be fine. But yeah, it's not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, because I can't do the same strat that I do. I'm trying my best, but yeah, it's a little rough.
Gotcha. There's no worries at all. Like, we're all learning on here. So what are some tips you would say on an indoor map like this?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, like, well, with Charlotte or just in general, because just like the main tip is like, just either play 3-gen upstairs or downstairs. Like, it doesn't matter if they're close. Just like, if there's 3-gens you can see on top, then protect that. If it's at the bottom, then protect those.
Okay, so for everyone else just listening, you just prioritize whichever level has the most amount of generators, because that'll be the better chance to not let them finish all 5. Or
Yes. So it's well, more so it's easier time for you to manage them, because going up and down can be a pain in the ass.
Understandable. So we got one guy down. So as long as if a guy is injured and you hit him with the Victor, he just puts him down, right? He doesn't disappear either.
Yeah, he doesn't disappear. You get the down and you get the pressure. Yeah, you get the down, and you can potentially cause more pressure with Victor.
Okay, and so I want to ask, why go for Slappy Boogers and something else in like Coup de Grace or something?
Why would you do that, Kate? Because it just allows me to apply more pressure, keep everyone in a perpetual state of one-shot. And Coup de Grace, I like having that extra range with your melee attack. I think there's better perks you can put for sure. I'm not saying it's a bad perk, but I think there's better ones.
Gotcha. Okay, and so on an indoor map like this, do you think this should be an easier map layout to go for someone like the twins, right? Would you say?
Can you repeat that?
Do you think in an indoor map like this should be easier for the killer like the twins?
I think it should be easier for any killer, but I'm having a tougher time.
Okay, which killer do you would you say specializes in indoor like this? Nurse?
Probably stealth killers.
Stealth killers?
I'd say stealth killers for indoor maps. Probably take the best advantage.
So maybe I would say maybe a Myers, if he has an infinite tier 3, would that be a good shot on a map like this?
Oh yeah, he pretty much has it in the bag. 100%.
Gotcha. I'll have to remember that next time I play Myers then.
Yeah.
Alright, so honestly, like, this is the last little bit of the stream, so I'm not gonna make it harder on you and ask you more questions. If you want right now, I'm just you can just commentate for now, just to tell me like what's in your mind right now. Well, what is your process thinking in this specific area or scenario?
Well, right now I don't have the gen strat that I want, so I'm just right now I'm just going for generator, seeing who I can go after and stuff like that. And then as soon as I hear Victor, or as soon as I hear the unhook go off, I'm switching to Victor and applying more pressure. And then yeah, we're just it's very good. Like with the twins, you want to do that. You want to be like switching to Victor, switching to Charlotte, and going back and forth, and creating as much pressure and mayhem. Did you just go upstairs? What? Oh, I messed up big time. Whoops.
She tricked you?
I got, yeah, I messed up with the, scratch marks.
Mm-hmm. Man, so scratch marks can be a vital use for both survivors and killers, huh?
But what was the question? What happened?
Scratch marks could be a vital use for both survivors and killers.
Yeah, I say some of the more better survivors know how to kind of manipulate the scratch marks.
Hmm.
I'm not that good at it. I just like to run and get looped by the killer, but I mean, you know, yeah, they really do know how to manipulate it. Okay, I think I just messed this up. There we go. But yeah, they know how to manipulate it. But yeah, I would say with some of the more recent updates to the game, I've been having a tougher time with scratch marks than I did previously.
Hmm. Like, in what way? Does it, like, glitch more, or does it, like...
It's harder to see, like, I don't know, it's just, like, especially with the dark, hello? Okay. Especially with the darker maps, the darker maps that they, changed to, like, it's been harder.
Hmm. Gotcha.
By the way, you can kick Victor, after he, goes to attack somebody, so, yeah, keep that in mind.
So once he puts someone down, you can still hit him.
You can still hit him. Yep.
Gotcha. That could be very helpful too for anyone who's watching as well. Just remember that even if a Victor puts someone down, you can take him down and go for the revive or get out as soon as you can. Gotcha. So we still see how many times has these survivors been hooked?
Probably like more than 4 times. I've got more than 4 hooks. I'd say I don't know who's. I don't think there's anybody death hook.
I think you have 2 people death hooked right now.
I do. Awesome. Oh.
I think it's the Kate and someone else who might be on death hook.
I think the Adam is death hook.
The Adam's death hook. Oh man, he used that dead hard. But
yeah,
he
I didn't know he had dead hard.
Oh man, he did so good on the dead hard, but he decided to run right or jump right to you in that pallet.
Yeah, no, he messed up big time. And they're on a totem down here. Okay. A good thing about Undying, you do get that information if they're on the totem.
Yeah, that is
So
wow.
that's
That
always
is a good advantage to that. You can see the auras and
Unfortunately, that
stuff.
was Undying, but that was, but Ruin's not gone. That's the most important one.
Mm. So, do you think the Undying and Ruin combo is the most OP, or is there an even more brutal combo?
No, it's the most OP thing you can use right now.
Yeah.
It's really disgusting. Like, you literally create pressure without, just by existing, like I said.
Hmm. Gotcha. So not even the oppression and Pop Goes the Weasel combo is strong?
I think it's strong, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's strong too.
Gotcha. Okay. And I see you don't even have Sloppy Boogers fully upgraded, huh? It's funny.
And then she runs right into my Charlotte. Hello, Nancy.
Oh man, she's like running to you, man. She wants to die.
I know. Poor Nancy.
Oh man, so I would have to say, I guess as a survivor, you're gonna have to be a little masochistic if you're gonna make it through.
I'm sorry to say, and I'm not afraid to admit it, cause I know Ruin and I play Survivor. I know Ruin and Undying can carry. I think Ruin and Undying carried me this game.
Yeah.
Not afraid. Yeah.
Well, like it's nice for killers actually to say that honestly, because some killers think that they're hot shit and they got a 4K because of their own skill, even though they were like camping the generators and camping the hook survivors the whole time. So
yeah,
it's a good note to admit that perk helped you through. But I mean, that's the point of the perk combo, is to make sure it can help you out in getting the 4K.
I just noticed there's no obsession, so I could have tunneled if I wanted to. See, I'm not, like, I know, like, that right there, knowing that there's no obsession, allows me to to tunnel at my heart's content. I can,
Hmm.
you know, it's I can get people out the game quick, but I kind of wasn't paying attention, and so I decided to play nice. But if I wanted to, I could have played like an absolute dickhead, which I don't mind honestly, because I played Killer and Survivor for too long to know that when there's an opportunity presented to me, I will take it.
Hmm. Gotcha. So it looks like that Nancy just killed herself. So the last survivor might know where the hatch is at. Wait, is that it? Never mind. Never mind.
But they can still get gate. But guess what? I am the twins, and I have map control.
That's what's really nice about the twins, that you can have some really good map awareness.
She's out the gate. I know you're here. I know you're around me. Hey, Jane.
Yep. Just watching this go down, and man, you gotta feel bad sometimes watching a survivor by themselves. You know they're freaking out.
Yeah. And guess what, Jane? I can do it again.
Damn, she already took the victor off. That was fast.
Yeah. And that's one of the good things about the twins too. They can do this.
And you already have the victory, and that recharge rate is insane.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it lately. You know, she does get it really fast. But I mean, hey, it's potentially a problem. Maybe they'll nerf it, but like, yeah, she does get it ridiculously fast. And Victor's a chase god. He's one of the chase gods in the game.
He's a huge chase god. Like, that man can take survivors down, no problem. He doesn't get kicked, he's good.
Yeah, like if you're good with Victor, like if you're good with Victor, you'll almost every time get the survivor down with no problem.
Damn, well there you go. There's the 4K. That is the best way to end the last match of the stream, I do have to admit.
Yep.
Awesome.
Not only one DS, right? Wait, oh no, there's no DS, there's no obsession.
Yeah, no one even brought it.
Yeah, like I said, if I wanted to, I could have definitely just like as soon as go to Victor, like go to the guy that just got unhooked, get him down, go back to him, put him on the hook, keep doing that. But I didn't notice, so I played nice.
Yeah, even Lame Tart admits that you annihilated them easy.
Easy 4K now.
Alright, so it has been over 3 hours of the interview.
Yeah, man.
So
that's cool.
Thank you, Game Killer, for joining me tonight on this interview.
No, yeah, no problem. It was good doing this. Definitely, this is the first time I ever like did like some like a collaboration or anything like that, and it was very cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're always open and ready to play with other people. Like the community I'm running with Scrubs, we're always happy to play with other people, always ready for invites and stuff. So if you want any collaborations again in the future from me or Scrubs or just some friends around that Play Survive or Swiftwit, we're always down. All right. But
yeah, man, if you're ever doing anything like this again, I'll be happy to join back.
Yeah,
up to you though.
I'll let you know, because I'm definitely having more ideas on how to like even increase or improve this idea even more or add to it. Okay, so I'll let you know when that happens. But is there any last minute things you want to say for the stream before I disconnect myself from the voice chat?
Nah, man, it was good being here. Thank you for having me. And like I said earlier, like, you know, keep at this, keep it consistent, and yeah, man, you'll be doing this with the gods of DVD, the, you know, Scott John and Otts and Monto and whoever else you wanna do this with. You'll get there, man, for sure. I hope you do, at least.
Thank you.
But I think you got a good thing going on. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I am going to keep trying to work on this as hard as I can. But other than that, you have yourself a wonderful night, Game Killer. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that the next time that we do this, hopefully we can get all matches 4Ks, right?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
yes, for sure.
until then, you take care, man. Thank you again. And I hope to see you again very soon, okay?
Yeah, man, you too. Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. All right, guys. That is the finale of the stream. As you saw right there, I have interviewed GameKiller 305. If you want to check his Twitch out, his Twitch is GameKiller, all capitalized, but instead of a capital I, it's just a lowercase l, so it's 3 L's on there. I want to thank everyone who stopped by, joined us on this interview. Thank you so much, Lane Tart. Thank you so much, Das, and others who asked questions and really got involved into the stream. It's only the 3rd episode of the series, and I'm only going higher from here. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by. I have been your host, 3 Cheeks Harrington. This has been the
3 Cheeks.
Stream.
And I hope to see you guys again very soon. The next stream I will do is just a gaming stream. I will not do the next episode of this series.